3, 2, 1.
Light them up.
I'm Paul.
This is Buck.
This is the Paul and Buck Show.
Hey, the big Buckin deal. Hear us. Download the latest app at paulandbuckshow.podbean.com. Okay, guys, we're back. We got another episode today. It's Wednesday, November 30th. So we have say your name?
Astin.
Astin's back.
Astin's back for another episode. Matt's
Tomato.
back. We
Tomatoes. had to bring Matt. Is it okay to call you Tomato? Can we call you Tomato?
That's my.
Because that name's kicking up everywhere, man.
We hear it differently.
Some roles.
His name's Tomato.
Yeah.
You don't have a name. It's Tomato.
It's Tomato.
Tomato.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, awesome. So yeah,
Tomato's kicking ass.
Matt's been here, so we're gonna we're gonna be talking to Matt a little bit more later. But we also have another guest today. Another guest that hasn't been here before. Say your name.
Chris Calabrese.
Okay, awesome.
Calabrese.
His name comes up a lot.
In conversation on the previous with the new scene.
Yep.
And so we're like, man, we got to get this guy in. He knows all the guys today. He probably knows what's going on in track, street,
Anything.
So let's ask him some questions.
Yeah. So let's go a little deeper. Go ahead and just feel free to talk about yourself. Where are you from?
From Connecticut.
Connecticut. How long you been down in Texas?
A little more than 10 years. Moved down here in 2012.
Any particular reason? Just change the scene?
You ever been to Connecticut? It's a shithole.
Spell it.
Yeah.
If I can't spell it, I ain't fucking around with it.
Yeah.
Right? So,
You ain't missing much. Nah, I came down because, weather, car scene. Just grew up there. 26 years up there. I feel like it was like a prison sentence. So.
how was the car scene?
In Connecticut, it was meh. It was all right. Obviously, it was like, New York underground scene, and I was there my whole life. I never got into it because I didn't know anybody. You got to know somebody to get in.
Yeah.
And none of my family members did any racing. I didn't know any friends that went down there and raced, so I kind of seen the videos online, like the .net boys and, PD Small Block back in the day.
Yeah.
I knew them online, but I didn't know them in person.
Really?
So, and it was, only an hour away, but...
Did you have a car that was as fast as theirs back
Hell.
then, or you just kind of like, damn, how do I get in?
Was the hype big
What do
for
I do?
the Net Boys and PD and
Yeah,
they're the real deal?
Yeah, 100% real deal.
Of course. I mean, you see them now, right? They're mainstream now, right? Like I said, all those guys got in the right place, got in at the right time,
Mm-hmm.
right? So anyway, so you've been in Texas for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's get into the real question.
Yeah. So how did you find?
Yeah.
How did you find our little nest of shit here in Austin?
From
His shit.
Well, actually, from the internet, from Kazaa and LimeWire, downloading videos back in the day,
yeah.
and Street Fire and YouTube.
Yeah.
I didn't realize all the videos I was watching of Al with the Cyclone and SW. I didn't know they were all in Austin.
Yeah.
I seen these videos back in 2002,
Oh, wow.
2001.
Right? Yeah.
I saw the upper deck of 183, didn't know what that was, and I'm like,
Where was that?
yeah, I'm like, man, this Cyclone's out here beating the shit out of these Supers and SC300s.
Yeah. Okay,
And, I didn't know that until I moved here. I had no idea. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. And then one of my friends is like, yeah, that's right there on the upper deck. I'm like, bullshit.
183.
Been watching that video at the time for, 10 years. I'm like, man, I've been idolizing this dude.
Yeah, Al was. I'll fill you in a little bit. He's a good friend of mine. I don't know where the hell he's at. He's probably
Well, he was back.
he was 60-some years old back then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So 80-some years old now. Last time I heard, he was somewhere in Georgetown or something like that. But his whole deal was he shows up with the Cyclone, it's brand new, and he wanted to go running. So all the Mustang guys, I mean, like wild dogs, man. Boom, we're on it. Let's do it. And he's knocking people left and right. This is a stock little Cyclone. So
That all-wheel drive, man,
he
all-wheel
goes
drive.
and gets another one. Doesn't tell anybody. Shows up with another one, and then little by little he starts modifying that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found some of the guys, we finally get to know them real good, and we get to find out that he's got two of them. And his whole deal was
Decoy.
one of them, it was so he could go racing. The other one is, I'm not even going to roll the windows down on it. Never roll the windows down on it. If you roll them down, if somebody touched them, you fucking go ape shit. But his whole deal was that second one. I mean, he got the big cam. He did the heads. He was the turbo guy, so he was doing all these mods to the turbo back then. And man, that little truck was really, when I say it was whooping some ass, pretty much like the only thing that you could get brand new back then that could catch up with him was a ZR1. So his license plates was the identification to the Cyclones, because I think one of them said something like ZR what, and then the other one was gone in something seconds, 0 to 60, and that's like, okay, we know which one he's in, so we can race him now, But that's how we knew him, and that's who that dude was, and that's why he's famous, because he was going to the I guess the Super Chevy shows back then, and he was just putting it to all the Cyclones and Typhoons, and they come back and race all night long.
That's what's up, running people over. And what's good about the Cyclones, they're all the same color, so you never knew. I mean, besides the license plate, you didn't know which one it was about to run over the top of you.
Yeah, there was about 3 or 4, 2 Typhoons that we knew that would come out all the time. We knew one guy because he was like a giant dude. I mean, he'd come out, you're like, oh, 7 foot, so we knew that guy, and then we knew a white Typhoon guy from San Marcos, and he had something to do with the airport over there.
Oh, okay.
So he had like some really nice cars, and he's like, man, that thing's like fast. So he just shows up one day with one, and the thing was like in the 11s by the time, within a short amount of time. And so all these big block guys, your dad, everybody, were like, how the hell are we going to get this dude out of the hole on the street?
Mm-hmm.
So he would always make people nervous, I think his dad's 55 was the only one that could really like get out of the hole, and we're like, well, we don't even know how the hell he does that, but
Greg Magic.
All-wheel drive. It's all-wheel drive.
So it was Cyclone shit back then.
Yeah.
But anyway, so those are the guys you saw on video.
That's what got you into not necessarily coming in, but when you got in, you found that click. You started. What did you start doing after that? Like, how did you start rounding and start founding some things that you had going on back in that day?
So basically, I started with roll racing. I seen it on YouTube, and I hit this dude up, and he sent me over to the Fry's meet over there in Parma and Mopac.
Fry's,
yeah.
I didn't know it was at Fry's. He just said Parma and Mopac. I went to the HEB there. I'm sitting there like, man, where are these fucking guys at? And I seen this dude with this silver F body. He had like a flat tire. I'm like, oh, okay. So I went and helped him, and I'm like, man, where are the rest of the cars? So he's like, rest of what cars? He's like, what do you mean we're the man?
He's very helpful.
Yeah. So like I helped this dude change his flat tire. He burns off. Turns out I would end up meeting the dude like 5 years later at a dig meet.
Is that right?
Really small world.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I hit the dude back up on YouTube. He's like, no, you got to go across Parma to Fry's. I'm like, well, you should have said something.
They pay me.
Yeah. So like I show up, meet these dudes. Turned out they were from Third Honk, and I got my ass drugged. I came in with this big donkey dick Trans Am thinking I'm king shit.
What year was that car?
It was a 99.
Okay.
Yeah, just the LS1, big cam, and made like 4 and change, like 410, 420. Yeah. In my town where I'm from, it was, King Dingling. I was like the second or third fastest car.
The cars here were already moving up.
Shit.
Some of the stuff had already went to another notch.
Yeah, I got skull drugged down the highway. I'm like, damn, this thing is not nearly fast enough.
Damn. What color was that one? Maybe
it was
remember.
pewter.
Pewter? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It was fun.
Yeah. So what'd you end up doing, man? What was your...
So, what was like the click that's like, okay, we got to, you're going to start doing your thing.
Did you get rid of it, get another one, build a motor?
So I actually nuked the motor at SAR one time, just hot lapping the hell out of it, and it was a stock LS1, rod bearings, 2 of them turned into one, and ejected some rods in the top end. But, we just did a lot of roll racing, and like I somehow, got with the Third Honk guys, and then all of a sudden within like 5 or 6 months, I was running it. Don't know how that happened. I'm fresh to Texas. I don't know anybody.
Maybe it's your personality.
It must be.
You have to have personality to get people to listen, and to get people to organize them, to get people to go hey, you want to run? And they're like, nah. You just got to tell them, hey, go.
Right.
And get them excited. If not,
Right, and that's kind of what I was kind of like the organizer. I would get people, either the locals to get together, or I would get guys from out of town, San Antonio, Killeen, Dallas, Houston. We'd have like a once a month meetup within like a year. And I think it's because I started making videos. Like I've always made videos of whatever, I've always had a camera in my hand.
Back then, it's like you have to carry on this big lunch box, to do something, or you're carrying, like for a long time, me and this guy, we were, we ran this the mini cassettes, and we're like, dude, where's that thing at, man? I don't even know how to. I need those RCA jacks. It's like, we need to move to a digital, man.
Yep. Yeah. That was the first camera I had. Was one of them fucking shoulder VHS ones back in the 90s.
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, I started making videos, and they started kind of like popping off on my YouTube just out of nowhere. So like people from out of town wanted to come race, and before I knew it, we had like a once a month meet where like there'd be 200 cars there.
And this is not stoplight or hand signal racing. This is roll.
Yep.
Because nobody wanted
Yeah.
to stop. Everybody was scared, like, oh, I stop. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was like roll. Next thing you know, it was a roll race thing, and
You could just get away with it easier.
yeah, you just
drive,
boom,
keep driving.
on, yeah.
And keep going, right? Yeah.
just
Yeah.
keep
I
driving.
mean, I was blown by it when somebody said something about, well, it's not. Somebody like gave a comment because they couldn't understand, like, what's going on here with this roll thing, and they're like, and it was just a random dude. He goes, well, it's not really about the guy driving. It's about the performance of the car, and everybody's like, what?
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna let the car drive you? And I mean, a box of questions just went on, and I'm like, I don't understand. I mean, I don't know.
That's it. It's just about the power. It's for people that either don't know how or don't want to get involved with actually building the chassis, getting it to
Right.
hook, the tires, the suspension, weight bias, this and that. They just add power, put some radials on there, and hope
And they're
it hooks.
doing that to this day. There's a bunch of cars like that.
Hell yeah.
But they take them to the show. You can see them. They're really nice. Don't really touch it because they spend a lot of time in getting that paint, to look really expensive cars,
Yeah.
But yeah, you'll find those guys if they're willing to. They'll, you'll see them on top of somewhere roll racing, and you're like, wow, they're really just.
So real quick before I forget, what is your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is KFC or Bust. You can just search that for my Instagram, YouTube, Facebook even.
Yeah.
Do you have the old videos back from
Yeah.
back then still?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would say just give a shout out, man. Just put it out there.
Yeah,
Some traffic.
Lone Star Street Racing. I haven't made a video in about a year since this dickhead came in second place in the cash days in Dallas. But yeah, I'm gonna start making them again. I got my new computer going, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna start editing videos again.
Yeah.
I have like a
That's
backlog of years of cash days.
Yeah.
And Astin going out first round. It's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
crazy.
Lone Star Street Racing was pretty good videos.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
actually on your forum for a while back then.
On Third Honk?
Yeah.
Really?
And because it was a forum, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was on it for a while, and then it kind of slowed down for a little bit. Didn't see much anymore, and then I seen it on Facebook, so I clicked onto that. Lost my profile, got another one, and then I'm like, well, I don't know.
Or
I don't
you
know
get
where these
banned,
fuckers
kick
are.
off.
I don't know where they went. I don't know just who's racing, and then this dude pops up. I'm like, oh shit, he just took his dad's Camaro. He's gonna do something, and little by little, I was just observing, and yeah. But you guys, I know you had been.
Yeah.
It never went away. You guys were the ones that's keeping up to it. So glad that we're meeting you because now we can
Yeah.
put the scene and how fun you guys kept it to where it didn't die out.
Yeah. I mean, we've kept it underground for sure, especially the dig stuff. Like the roll racing,
Yeah.
you kind of knew like where the meet was, what day,
Right.
people would show up. Usually the right people, but once like
It got
6-7 years ago, and the takeover crowd started coming and doing the donuts in the parking lot and fucking shit up, that really ruined
I
roll
wasn't
racing.
too happy when I started seeing that either because even the young guys that are 21 and younger, oh, there's this cool car show, and then I'm like, what are you talking about, man? I wouldn't go to that. And then next thing you know, they come back, they're like, so I had my backpack and it got freaking blown off this dude's freaking, and it got ran over, and I'm like, dude, I told you not to go to that
Yep.
stuff, man. It's really ridiculous, right? So it could really ruin
Well, that's-
something that you
yeah.
guys have worked hard at doing, and all it takes is for that to get on video, and then everybody assumes that this is the way car world is, right?
Yep.
It's all over
You
the
get
news
labeled.
already.
It's
Yeah.
getting. I'm glad they're kind of.
Yeah, you see it kind of on the news here, but not really that much.
right.
Yeah. It's normally in other states or.
Yeah.
It's big in like California, Houston too. I mean, our car scene compared to like Houston or Dallas is
Yeah.
still small compared
Right.
compared
Yeah,
to
well,
them.
that population there just
Yeah.
But we still have those groups. They're not really out there that much. They haven't really been that active lately, which is kind of
It's great.
it's good. It's good for everybody.
All right,
but-
it is.
But what ran me off, I never wanted to go to a. Excuse me. I never wanted to go to another street meet because I was with the new rules and all that. I was like, man, just for spectating, man, you could just. If they're doing it in another state where you're getting your car taken just for being parked there, and I'm like, I don't want to risk that. So I just kind of, they ruined it for a lot of people. But it's glad that there's still organization and there's still structure to it, and keeps it going because without that there is no car world really. Just there's a car show, but that's not the same.
And that's what it is. It's just a car show. I mean, you want to go out and play. That's what we're all about, racing,
Yeah.
and whether it be at the track or street. But so follow up with the third honk and in your videos. How did you come about as doing hey, you mentioned that you're the organizer now, right?
Yeah.
So what did that morph into? Okay, so we got the roll racing.
Did
right?
you, did
That-
you
that
turn it
was-
into a top of the list because you saw it on
that-
TV, or just didn't go with that?
No.
What were you doing? How were you structuring it?
It was kind of like, Street Outlaws kind of kicked it off, I should
did,
say.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
we would dig race, but nothing official. Like, we'd hit a stoplight while we were roll racing, and the guys that wanted to dig would hit a dig off. Nothing crazy, no burnouts, no prep, no nothing like that. And we're like, oh, yeah, that's kind of fun, dig racing. Hee hee hoo ha. And then, they came out with the show, and we're like, obviously not as fast as them guys. I mean, they got the fucking TV show money, this and that.
Yeah.
So we're like, man, we should do like a top 10 thing, like a dig list type of thing. So like we met up with these dudes from South Austin, from Montopolis, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna go race fucking Econo Paint and Body, whatever it was.
Oh,
right on the access road.
We know. We won't name him yet. I told y'all guys. I know. We know who he's talking about. I told you to come on the show. So whenever y'all want, doors are open.
Yeah. That was back in like 2014, and that was like our first real.
We can't say names or what?
Well, they don't want to be exposed. That's a problem.
If you say Econo,
don't tell me. They're like, bro, they say it for me.
if you say Econo Paint, somebody can associate.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah. So, anyways, we hit it off over there, and that was like our first. That wasn't even like our meet. That was like we specifically went to a dig meet.
Yeah.
There was no roll race, and nobody wanted to roll race, just dig. So that was like a little over eight years ago.
Yeah.
And then we're like, man, that was kind of fun, even though it was shitty area and all that. Like, man, we should really do this. So
what behind the store anywhere?
It was right on the access road of Ben White.
Okay.
Right there by that Wendy's.
Wow.
Like right in front of everybody. Like this time at night, 9 o'clock at night, cars passing us. Man, it was stupid as hell. But hey, you got to start from somewhere.
People do. I mean, you see that. I mean, it's done everywhere. Hey, as long as you're safe.
That was not safe. I mean, so back then, like when we first did our first meet, we had like a spotter. Like we knew, like, man, we have to have spotters.
Yeah.
So like we had someone with the radio, and we had like these piece of shit radios I got at Amazon or at Home Depot. And like we were on the toll road at the time. We weren't even at like an industrial area. We were literally on the toll road down in Creedmoor, racing on the toll road.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy times. Did that for like 2 years.
That's probably because the toll was like brand new back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. That just 45 started coming
When
about.
it went to Calabrese, like way out there.
Yeah, I mean,
And
even though it was only like 7-8 years ago, there wasn't that many people down there.
Yeah.
Now we can't do that. I mean, it's actually busy down there.
Yeah.
You know, now that you were talking, I do remember I did go by one time on Ben White, and everybody was parked in there, and
At the Wendy's.
yeah, because somebody who I know had my car, right? I taken everything off it. I'm like, dude, I'm not giving you my car with all my stuff. You can take it, but I'm taking everything off. So I'll give it to him, put everything back in. And he's out there, and he's like, man, this car's not running. Like, I said, well, I told you, you got to put everything stock back on it, because I knew you were going to. And that's where he's like, I'm over here, but there's a lot of fast cars. So I went and checked it out, man. And it was chaotic, man. It was like, it really was Ben White. You guys were running, and there's a lot of people there, too. So how long did that last?
That, for us, I only went one time. Because I was like, no, that's a bad idea. This dude got arrested that night, and it wasn't even for racing. Like, we made a U-turn from Econo right there by Wendy's, and there was a cop. And I don't know what he was thinking. Man, he fucking in this little Fox body Capri, and he fucking, hit fucking first or third by himself. Gets popped. Turns out he had no registration on the car, no insurance. He had like a warrant for a parking ticket or something like that. Ends up getting popped, handcuffed, goes to jail. I'm like, man,
That
fuck
ruined
this whole side of town right here.
That was rough. There was another one on the other side, and that was off of Burleson. That'd been the oldest spot Austin ever had, and it had never been messed up because it was so out of town, right?
Yeah.
And but they had been racing there, man, since when this guy tells me, he goes, oh man, when I was a teenager, man, we were running over that when I was 1955. I'm like, we used to race over there. Are you serious? He's like, yeah, we probably told y'all to go set up that spot, And I'm like, wow, man, we didn't know that was a historic one. And look at that, y'all forgot, didn't know.
Yep.
It was y'all could have just moved, it'd have been having some fun with it. But yeah, that was crazy. So okay, so let's go on forward. So what goes on after that?
Yeah.
After that, I mean, once we kind of get our own little thing going, we got our top 10 list going. It's really literally a bunch of street cars. Like nobody had trailers, trucks back then. It was just drive there, race, go home. And like when somebody talked about bringing their car on a trailer, like, get that goddamn Probot out of here.
Trailer Queen, right?
Yeah.
Get that out of here.
And then this dude, he brought his Fox bodies, two oil field guys. They had money, this is back when oil field was popping back then. They had these 2 small block Ford Fox bodies. One had like, NASCAR Yates heads or whatever. Bad motherfuckers, nitrous cars.
Yeah.
They come down and they hit some licks on that toll. We're like, damn, these guys are fast. Like, that was the first time I've really seen, like, a quick small tire car in person. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is way better than street car shit.
Yeah.
And then, like, 2015, I went up to Streetcar Takeover in Dallas, at the track.
Yeah.
Roll racing mostly. They do digs or whatever. And I heard that there was some street stuff going on. And that's where I first met Limpy up in DFW.
Okay.
Is that the videos where, I don't know how long ago that was, but that dude Flacco, he has the trucks, and they're like modded like crazy, right? And
Yeah.
they're on video. I've never seen him like up close, but when I saw those videos of that whatever it was called back then, I'm like, man, this is it.
Streetcar Takeover.
You're thinking of TX2K. Cause
Yeah, that's 2K.
Yeah.
No, this was street. They were doing.
Well,
street.
No, they do it on
But
the
they would
street.
turn into it. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a little after that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back. All right, so
Yeah, so that's where Flacco's from, South Texas,
Mm-hmm.
Houston, or whatever. Pasadena, whatever. That's his tuner now.
Yeah.
Pasadena.
Yeah.
Well, back then there was a Flacco when he was on Street Outlaw. He let a guy drive his truck and he flipped it when they were filming that one time. That was like that first.
Damn, Astin.
That was like that first S10 he had. This was like about that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Texas
Yeah.
2K.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So when you went to that event and met Limpy, did he get you like, hey, this is what you got to do, or did
So-
you just kind of
Yeah, like
take some notes?
1320 video, you guys know 1320?
yeah,
I've
yeah,
known
yeah.
Kyle for a long time. I've
Okay.
known him almost 20 years. Like, we knew each other on the forums.
they go to like Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, that's how old I am. I've known Kyle from the forum since
Okay.
like 2004, 2005
Yeah.
when he first started. It wasn't even 1320 yet. It was Heidi Ho Productions.
Oh, wow.
Old school.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like Fuel Slut days. We were both on this forum that was from Florida. We're not from Florida, neither of us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
Florida.
we met at TX2K like 2013. Then we met up again at Streetcar Takeover, and he's like, hey, you want to meet Limpy? I'm like, the Limpy? Like the guy from the cash days? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And man, this was like when Street Outlaws was just started going. They had the Mistress out there. They had Derek, but with the silver Camaro.
Yeah.
A couple other dudes on their big tire setups, and they hit licks out there. And I'm like, holy shit, these cars are insane. Like I couldn't believe how fast they were. I'm like, this is like unknown to me.
The real drag
Yeah,
racers
that-
going to the street.
That's
Yeah.
the one that Thomas was talking about. That's the one they had back in this like industrial park, and he said that it was so packed in there that they were parking behind each other. There was like cars, like you couldn't move.
Wow.
That was that.
Because Thomas went to that.
Yeah, he went to a
He
couple
was hitting
events, but
those.
yeah, there was those events were wild because you seen like it was like people like, and he said it right. There's like people like right there, and you're racing down a marked off path, whatever it was.
Right.
It was
So
slam
you
packed.
get your first taste of seeing like race motors on the street.
Yeah, and that wasn't even like a cash days. That was just like everybody
Yeah.
knew to go to this road,
Right.
and it's the fastest road in Dallas. These guys know which one I'm talking about. It's the fastest road, probably the fastest road in the state. There's been multiple 4-second passes on that road. It's out of control how fast that road is. So I was there for like 2 days. We left the track, went straight there. There was hundreds of cars, people just racing nonstop all night, insane. And then I think the next year I got an invite with one of the Austin guys here. Went up to Dallas and seen my first cash days. And I'm like, man, fuck this roll racing shit. We got to do something. Like we got to do cash days.
Now let's talk about roll race. Now roll race, these cars are really fast. I mean, there's a lot of power in these cars, and I actually did a roll race one day. I wasn't trying. This dude, early in the morning, gotten off work, and it's Supra. And so,
Okay.
And he was fixed. And so I'm like, well, I ain't gonna fuck it. And I freaking I don't know. I was Mopac going south. I put it in second, nailed it, popped it in third. This dude is still there. Next thing you know, I seen this car just goes even. I'm like, God dang! So I just nailed it all the way. I kept it in, and the dude's like moving away from me. I'm like, wow, this dude's moving like fast. And the next thing I look at my power, I'm like at a 125, 130. I got little tires.
Yeah.
I got suspension that wiggles nasty. And that's when I said, oh, I'm out of my scope. And by the time you know it, man, a turn did not look like that long turn. I used to always, now the turn is like too much for a drag car.
Cars going like this.
Oh, man, no. I went like basketball. And I slammed my brakes and I put the nose down. And I got like within this close of the guardrail. And then the dude just goes, he just like...
Yeah, he's out the big old fat wide tires going around the corner.
Yeah, so these cars get really fast, and I can only imagine when you're on a real good straightaway road racing, What's the mile per hour on these 800, 900 horsepower cars?
So generally roll racing is like you do 100 mile courtesy, 100 mile an hour courtesy. So like if you start at 40, you go to 140. Start at 60, go to 160. But now like with draggies being out, the big thing is your 60 to 130 time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, for us, it's 8th mile, ET, trap,
Yeah, different.
60 foot.
Yeah.
For them, it's strictly like 60 to 130 and 100 to 150 times. And some of the crazy dudes are doing the 100 to 200 times.
Yeah.
And we're talking, they're doing 60 to 130 in like less than 3 seconds,
Wow.
which is insanely fast.
Yeah.
And 100 to 150 in like 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, just like that. And it's, I mean, you're talking, you know, 1,500, 2,000 horsepower cars.
Yeah.
Like GTRs and, you know, R8 stuff that's making insane power,
Yeah, these
all-wheel
cars, I
drive.
mean, it doesn't take much to get them to.
Yeah.
So, and then I start seeing the LS turbo stuff doing that. And I'm like, man, I'm not comprehending, but let's just say it's a big truck, it's low, really low, and it's blowing cars left and right, and I'm like, wow, this is where it's at. You know, will it ever change? Will it ever go back to, you know, big?
From what the road, it's still happening. They're still got a scene going on with
Yeah,
that, and
still.
and you talked about there's a guy I know that he drives a red full size
That thing
red
was
sled.
nasty.
Yeah, he can do 170. I've seen some of his data logs. But
Yeah.
Anyway, we always make fun of, because at that era there was that time where that road race is coming about, and it's like we say that's like the Fast and Furious point right at that
Well, your
time.
dad
And then-
said,
I mean,
killed it.
that's what it is. Let's call it how you see it, right? That's
Yeah.
what it was. And then, you know, that if you had that scene, fantastic. I never got
Yeah.
into
But I have
it.
much respect to those guys.
No,
'cause
yeah, no.
They even though they weren't quarter mile, I mean, the cars,
Oh, they make power.
the technology
There's power.
that they were being put.
I don't want to go 170 in my car.
No, I didn't even 140. I was freaking out, man. My
Well,
car
it's
was-
170, 150 at like a long time. It's not like
Yeah,
you get to 150.
exactly.
and
Yeah,
stop.
exactly.
It's like,
It's a
let's
mile.
just hang out
Yeah,
at
yeah.
150,
Yeah.
160.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean,
Right.
the faster your car is, the faster you get there.
Hell
Like,
no.
you know, you get there fast, you get there fast. It's just,
But you understand how your car starts, you know, it starts lifting and it's staying there. And now your steering wheel's doing
Right.
You're like,
Well, that's
I'm
right.
not
I
even
mean,
moving. You know, you're like, oh.
your front wheels aren't touching the ground,
No.
especially if you got some 4-inch wide tires. It's like, yay, hold on now. But
yeah.
but it's all they have it set up. Like I said,
Yeah.
I respect them too, but you know that wasn't my thing. But, you know, but so fast forward right to where you got to Limpy and you started coming. Let's do some cash days. How was the first event that you put on? How was that? I mean, did you get people lined up, man? Was it no problem? Cars came.
Yeah, I mean, we did our first, I mean, we've been doing list nights at that time for
Right.
like 2-3 years. And a list night, after we did our first couple cash days, I'm like, a list night is actually more work than these cash days, because sometimes we have like 30 races in one night.
Damn.
I mean, we were out there for 5-6 hours, just race
Really?
after race after race
Trying to
after
get
race.
everybody in.
Yeah, the cash days with like, 10, 11 cars, only like 8 or 9 races. So I'm like, this is easy.
Right.
We got to do more of these. But yeah, like our first cash days, we actually did it like in the Temple area. It wasn't even here, because I'm like, man, I don't know, I just want to do like a virgin road that nobody knows,
Yeah.
anybody. We picked a virgin road, concrete, badass road that nobody knew. And we had like 4 or 5 guys from here, 4 or 5 guys from Dallas area. It was cool, like $250 buy-in. Went off without a hitch, went off great, and we're like, hey, that's pretty cool. Like Limpy came down, and he's like, man, you guys are really organized. This is fucking cool. And
God.
So when did the name change? Because third honk obviously is because that's how you signal when you're rolling. You got to hear something, right? So third honk,
yeah.
So when did you change the name? Or how did
So there's never a name change. It was 2 separate groups.
Okay.
Like third honk was strictly for like roll racing and meets, and then like ATX Dig evolved from ATX Dig List, which was ADL. It was a Facebook group that those Econo paint and body guys made, and we're like, man, fuck these dudes. We're like, man, we got to do better, because like they ran it and they had some stupid ass rules. They wanted to go quarter mile, this and that. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of
It was
here.
the old school.
Yeah.
Old
8
school,
mile was
yeah.
always hated on for
Yeah.
quarter milers.
Yeah.
But then the car's so fast, you're like, hey, maybe
Well,
exactly. is right.
it's not only that it's fast; it's just you don't break shit.
Well, literally,
Right, you know?
literally, man. You got problems,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fastest I gone in quarter mile was a 9:59 at 1:38. But yeah, you come back to the pits and the brakes are popping.
Yeah.
They're popping. But I think the record there is like a 780. quarter. But
At the river?
yeah,
Ooh, that's fast. I know David Kane went like 7:59 there, fastest stock bottom end LS. That was like back in 13.
yeah. I remember David. Yeah, he's got the Fox.
Yeah.
Ask him what it felt like to slow
Yeah,
down.
it was
He had
probably
4 lug brakes, drums. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know, right? But 8th mile. I mean, I used to be frowned upon 8th mile, but then you think
Yeah,
about it.
because when I grew up with y'all, the switch happened, and I was like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah, it's like I was upset too. I was like, quarter mile, fuck 8th mile. But then you think every time I popped the motor, it was like about 1,000 foot.
Your balls deep in fourth.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're saving parts here, right?
Yeah. That's what it
So
was.
that's what it was, you know. That's so we got 8th mile is okay, right?
Yeah, that's how like you can get these stock, LS and Coyote motors to be lasting
Right.
at 1,000+ horsepower because
Yeah.
you're only going for 5 seconds,
Yeah.
6
That's right.
seconds.
That-
You're not hammering it for that extra
mile.
2 or 3
Yeah.
seconds with all the load
Durability.
on the motor.
Yeah.
But
You
like
know,
you
it's
said,
over
that
quick.
event, that the World Cup, that they did, last month, whatever. I mean, that's like, it's cool to see those guys run quarter mile because like,
Yeah.
oh fuck yeah, man, they're 200,
Measure
door
times
car,
too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like okay, that's cool, but they got deep pockets, they can do that, right? So
Well, I
That's
mean,
right.
If you noticed in testing with those cars, before they even got to that event, like months prior, they were
Yeah.
breaking shit left and right and replacing engines. Like, oh man, we're almost there. Another 20 grand. You
Well,
know, oh man,
you-
we're almost. It's putting like,
well, you those guys ran for so long for 8th mile, then they had to totally change their gear, trans,
Oh, yeah.
all that shit was changed for quarter mile. So
I mean, it's cool though.
They got
once,
money.
once they win, and you see them just cruising back, revving it.
Yeah.
Just ran a 750 something. I'm like, damn, a street car. I like that car.
Yeah, a bunch of door slammers. I mean, it's a badass
yeah,
event.
yeah, like sick. But so Temple, kick ass, right? It went down without a hitch, right?
Yep.
Did you run it?
Probably not
No.
15, no.
No, that was 17. He was still
17.
a fucking weirdo talking to his toothpick. We were going through his dad on his dad's Facebook. He'd show up, sit there in the corner all weird, not talk to anybody. We're like, I didn't know who Astin was for like 3 meets. I'm like, who is this guy? I'm like, get the fuck up here. I need to meet you. His dad's drawing the chips and shit.
Yeah.
Was he royalty? Get the fuck over here.
He's the guy standing on the hood.
Yeah, so...
Ashton was just back there like, okay, I'm playing, I'm calculating, but
Did you want to follow in your
Trying to
dad's
figure out
footsteps?
who everybody was.
Did you want to follow in your dad's
Yeah,
footsteps?
of
What were you
course.
thinking?
Shit.
Yeah.
Were you
That-
picking like I think I'm?
I didn't talk to him for like 2 years after meeting him.
It's true.
is that right?
Yeah.
I'm like, who's this fucking guy?
Because he's ATX.
He had that
It's
fucking
ATX.
hat on, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is awesome.
Same hat.
You guys
New York. What?
yeah, in New York. Well, so okay, cool, man. So awesome. Like,
Yeah.
after that event, how did everything just kind of popped after that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say like, we gain respect, but it was like, oh, Austin's not as slow as we thought they were. Like, because the out of town guys are like, oh, Austin's fucking slow,
Right,
they're
right.
chumps, whatever. It's, Houston and Dallas is all you hear about.
Yeah.
But after that, it's like, oh, these cars are pretty quick. And like the guys from here are like, oh, we're not as slow as we thought we were. Because they were all like, oh, we can't go to Dallas, we're too fast, they'll kill us. And it's like, our guy Jimmy was running doors with, their faster guys. I mean, and Jimmy just has, conventional big block nitrous, heavy third gen Camaro. And I'm like, see, Jimmy, your shit ain't that slow. Because he was like, no, I don't know if I can fuck it. I'm like, dude, you were like a car or two off their fastest car. Like, you're right there.
So when you came in, you still got the same clique? I mean, is it still pretty much the same guys that that was running back when you first got it going?
Yeah, I mean, as far as like the crew goes, yeah, because like you got me, I'm kind of like the organizer guy.
Right.
You got our flag guy Todd. He's been doing it basically since day one. He was racing at first, but then he sold that car, and he's got a bunch of Corvettes, more like a roll racer. But he's still our flag guy for the last 6-7 years. We
He's
got
comfortable with it then.
Yeah, we got our 2 spotters. I mean, they're our gold. You had Cindy here last night, Kevin's
Yeah,
wife.
yeah.
She's one of our spotters, and this other guy, Paul, they're
Okay.
A1. I mean, when we had them set out, they
Yeah.
spot any car, cop, wildlife, planes in the air, helicopters.
Stop.
Yeah, I mean, it's, no, for
Hey,
real. Like,
there's a turtle on the road. Hold on.
Gotta save that dude, man.
Hey.
Wait.
No,
yeah.
that's a good point, and because you talked about your crew or the your organization, if you will. So that's what it takes, right? I mean, it's an effort, right? Team effort.
Yeah, and like
you gotta have that, right?
Yeah, I mean, and then we have other people that, we have Shelby doing tire crack, and we have a bunch of other people that can step in and do any role. Like, we've had him wrangling cars in the pits, because sometimes we have, last cash days and New Year's is 30 cars. That's a lot to undertake on the street. I mean, that's a lot at the track when everybody's,
Yeah.
So what does that
in the
entail?
same area.
I mean, you just kind of go and inspect cars. I mean, just kind of look stuff over? Like if they get a guy that comes in last minute or something? Or?
It's more for like pairing people up because you got people parked all over the
Imagine a
place.
bunch of guys hanging out, all clueless. Someone's got to like.
Yeah, get you.
Hey,
Okay. Oh.
You're up now.
They got to be corralling them, hitting them
Some
with
dude
that fucking
changing
cattle
his plugs
product.
like, oh, I'm up. You're
Yeah.
like, we don't. This,
Why'd
we
you
got-
take your
we
plugs out, dude?
You're up.
Yeah.
I've been that guy.
Okay.
So.
Yeah,
Okay.
when we
Nitrous dude, man.
Yeah.
Nitrous damn dude, man.
goddamn nitrous guys, trash. Anyway, we try to keep stuff like super organized. That's like
Yeah.
our big thing. Is like when we do the chip draw, we say, okay, we're gonna race at 324. First pair be up here at 324,
Damn.
and we're on them.
Gotcha. You got to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because we're on the street. It's illegal.
Yeah.
But what's really cool, like, over the years, yeah, we've had cops be dicks, but for the most part in this area, like Travis County APD, been super cool.
Is that right?
Super
Yeah,
cool.
Go outside, man.
Oh, I'll go outside.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah.
So they've been super cool.
Yeah.
Like, they've come up on us. They see we
Yeah.
don't run away. And they're used to it, like, the takeover kids. They run, they scramble, they do all kinds of crazy shit, running over curbs, flying down the road. And we're just sitting there, and they're like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Just hanging out.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's all this black marks? I'm like, man, you pretty much know what's going on.
Yeah.
And now he's like,
Be up front, right? Just
yeah, and they're like, sometimes they're just like, so you guys are racing? I'm like, man, I'm not going to say that. I'm letting you say that. And he's just like, I'm like, man, that car you passed by at the end of the road, we knew you were coming. He's like, man, I figure. There's been some guys that are just like, oh, so you guys are professional. I was like, well, I wouldn't call us professional. We're just, highly organized amateurs.
Yeah.
And a bunch of cops are just giving us their blessing. Said, you know what?
Yeah.
You guys stay here, stay out of the way. You're not bothering anybody.
Yeah.
If a car comes through, get out of the way.
You know
Sure,
what?
no
That's
problem.
how usually it was back then also.
Yeah.
The only time it would get messed up, and it was only when their supervisor would show up, and it was a dude just like in Smokey and the Bandit. That fool would just, don't talk to him. I try to say, well, sir, don't you talk, Biggins. I'm like, oh, what? This dude just called me Biggins. I'm like, what the hell? And, it was only then when that dude would show up. But most of the deputies, because it's, we're out in farmland, right?
Yeah.
They're really cool, man. They don't, they're like, all right, well, we'll just watch y'all, and if anything's crazy, and I'm glad it's always still like that, because, man, we wouldn't have a place. We've never had a track close around here anyways. So.
Right. I mean, I'm sure there was like back in the day before, even before our time.
There used to be Austin Speedway.
That stopped in 1970.
Exactly. That's before everybody's time
And so
here.
everybody broke into that place to race, and so street racing's been going on since that day that they closed that freaking place. And
Yeah.
so,
I can't think of the name of the road. It's North Austin by Austin Park.
It's by that strip club.
Yeah.
So if you're going down
right.
35,
It's like Bunton Road or
so
something.
if you go down 35, right at the toll road, if you stay on that access road, I can't remember what they call that lane, but that's the road that would take you straight into the track. And so they had some drag strip lane or something lane.
Yeah.
That's the road that would take you into it nowadays.
I actually saw the old strip like back in 2012 or 13 because I had seen it on a forum somewhere. I'm like, what a drag strip in
And it was
Austin.
there back then, man.
Yeah, and this
For
was
me, I got those photos. The guy they used to sit at the top end.
yeah.
He sent me. He goes, "These are the only photos that exist."
Oh, well,
they're color. They're
Yeah,
color photos.
I mean it was all overgrown, but I seen where the property was.
that
And you
one,
can
okay.
kind of like see where the strip used to be. I'm like,
Okay.
that's there's an entire neighborhood there. It's
There's
nothing.
a gas station.
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
other side.
yeah. They got.
And they call that gas station, or I guess that road now. They named it some kind of. I don't know. It's related to the track because they
Yeah.
know about it. But
Yeah, it's just crazy to think like there's a whole neighborhood there, and there used to be a drag strip there.
You're standing on it, or in the building, you're probably typing on your computer.
Yeah.
Some ghost track.
Yeah, I've talked to some of the old school guys here
Yeah.
after, they weren't around for when the track was open,
Yeah.
but they broke in there. And like, yeah, people will race there and go too far and drive off the end of the
Yeah, they
track
go
and
off
be in the
end,
road.
Yeah.
I was like, that's insane.
There was one store. Well, a few. There's a few, but
Yeah.
there's one where one of the cars got loose and hit a 4-door. It just T-boned it because he couldn't get the damn car to stop.
Damn, yeah.
And then there was another one, but I don't even remember how that story goes. Maybe when I get that dude to come in, he'll tell the most colorful stories you're ever gonna hear.
Yeah, some war stories from
Oh,
back in
dude.
the day.
Yeah, of course.
They he wasn't sugarcoating it. He was telling you straight up the things that had gone on at Little River, Dallas. Just like wow, man. But yeah, I mean, it happens at every track, right? So.
Right. I mean, wrecks are a part of the game. I know you said the guy, wrecked, and it's a part of it.
Yeah.
I'm glad technology's come a long way as far as
Yeah.
like cage technology and belts and helmets.
Brakes.
I mean, because I used to be like, oh yeah, fuck cages, fuck a helmet. And then I've seen some dudes crash. I'm like, man, safety shit's awesome. Especially like I'm usually on the top end, like recording the finish line. And I've had cars fly at me, 120, 130, 150, come off the road at me. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I gotta, test these old legs out, see how fast I can run.
How fast do you really think you can get just in
Exactly.
5 yards, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always have my escape plan on the big end. Like, where am I going to go? If the car goes off the road, ass first. If it's going to maybe go this way, which way am I going to go? Am I going to hide behind this tree?
You're like that squirrel, like, dude, which way do I run?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We're talking about people wrecking, on the street and how safety's come a long way.
Tall tale.
Like, it's just been... I've seen some shit.
Yeah,
Your dad had one in Houston, right? That was like the
that was
he
at
spun
Sealy.
out then. He spun out,
He
right?
just spun out. Yeah, I thought he was going over.
Oh, you were there for that?
Yeah.
That was in Sealy, wasn't it?
No.
No, it was
He
on
the
wrecked-
street.
He wrecked on Sealy.
Yeah, he wrecked the
and
seat
then
track.
spun
Oh, by the
out on
street. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one.
Rankin
But that was
Yeah,
Rankin Road.
Rankin
yeah.
Road.
Well, that was
Piece of that history.
I remember there was the Hot Rock Gossip
Yep.
forum that was I can't remember that dude's name, but yeah, it was all about that Rankin Road stuff back in about 2000.
Right, yeah.
Behind the strip club.
Yep.
Yeah, guys from here would go over there and.
Rankin Road was a shit one. I've never been.
So to show you like how petty we were, like
Yeah.
Dallas was doing their thing. We go to Houston and they're VHT into 60 foot, and we're like, fuck. We're like, we might as well fucking load up.
That's basically a track, basically. Is all it is.
Yeah,
But
that's...
see, that's the rules. Like we didn't know their rules. You go race out of town, it's their fucking rules.
That's
Right.
They were making the rules up, right?
Yeah.
So
It's different. I've been coast to coast for like racing, either filming it or just hanging out with my homies, and like the East Coast West Coast shit is different. Like
right?
their small tires, 28s. They don't fuck with 29.5s.
yeah,
That's like
yeah.
a
We
Midwest
talked about
35
that.
corridor thing.
Yeah. Why do you think they just don't like a 29.5?
I mean, 28s
Like
are small
dragging
tire.
rights.
I mean-
Yeah, they side by side. Yeah, 29.5 is bigger, whatever. It's small tire. Get the fuck out of here. So
it's still a 10.5.
yeah, exactly. It's a 10.5. You got it. So like the West Coast, they're really big on prepping the streets.
Yeah.
And like the second cash days I went to in California, there was this dude from Irwindale Dragway. It's like the guy that owns it or preps it. He was prepping the street.
Huh.
He prepped like the first 150 feet. That road was fucking insane.
Take your shoes off.
Like, I mean, they already had, a rubber pad on the street, a good pad.
Yeah.
And then he's out there spraying it, lighting it, misting it, letting it tack up. And I'm just like, this is a fucking track.
Bringing this back.
Yeah, these dudes are probably doing 160 foots on the street on fucking radials, and that's a big thing. Like they're on such good surfaces, they can run
They can
radials.
put power down,
like
too.
everybody around here, everybody runs slicks.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't fuck with the radial on the street. You got to be like a crackhead squirrel
Right.
to make a radial work on the street.
Yeah. Unless you found concrete,
Yeah, that exactly.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
they were running radials, going 150 out the back door. I'm like, this is out of
That's
control.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, bumper dragging wheelies down the road. I mean, just.
That's insane.
It was a different type of race. Like
Yeah.
around here, we don't spray shit. It's puddle only. Sometimes it's just water.
Water only,
like
yeah.
do your burnout and go race the
Stay
road.
ahead of it, yeah.
There it was just like it was kind of cool. It was like a spectacle to see. It was like all these cars are throwing the fuck down. Like just it's no like easy 60 foot and ramping it up top. It's like no, you're putting everything in.
They're dead hooking.
There's no ramp. It's everything off the hit. It was fucking cool.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I like the way if you want to go and look at the East Coast, West Coast, every state does their own thing, right? But here in Texas, I mean, even like guys up north, Houston, was it always been a water burnout? Because the glue didn't come around till like the Outlaws, Street Outlaws came around.
Mm-hmm.
It was always water from what
Yeah,
I always,
right.
It was always water.
I mean, we buy just some VHT, that's all.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Some people used to soak the tires in VHT or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I would
take
put
it
on
out.
still
my
do
tires.
that.
I would put on
Yeah.
my tires, let them sit overnight. and
Yeah,
them
put
on.
it in a bag.
Yeah.
Wrap it
No, I
up.
didn't even put it back. I just
Yeah.
let them stay there, and I just put them on.
Yeah,
And then, like, there's a picture of me. I'm in San
Well-
Antonio. I had done it to my street tires, and so I'm putting them on there. Like, why are you putting street tires in? I'm like, just gonna
And your
try
hands
these
are all
tires
sticky
out.
and
Yeah,
black.
I'm just gonna try these tires.
It just
out.
goes back to the rules. Like,
Yeah.
say he hosts a race, you look at the rules, you're like, how can I cheat this?
Yeah.
But
Right.
not cheat it at the same time.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, like,
Yeah.
especially, you know, with cash day stuff, it's like there's rules set in place before the race even happens. Like, here's the tire size, steel roof and quarters,
Yeah.
wheelie bars are gay, nobody uses wheelie bars, get out of your attention, no bars.
Sissy sticks.
You know, is it going to be water? Is it going to be VHT? Sometimes you go to a race and they'll provide you VHT. It'll be in the buy-in,
Is that right?
and like you'll buy in and they'll give you a gallon of prep. You know, and you're going to use one prep throughout the whole race, which is cool
yeah,
because it
yeah.
keeps the road consistent.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
a lot of
of
time,
people
Oh,
cut
make
it
your own
up
shit.
differently.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They cut it up differently. It can be either gluey or
Yeah, they, you know, MEK, and it can, you know, depend on the weather. You know,
get it.
if it's hot, cold,
Yeah.
humid, whatever, you know, their little mixture they make
Yeah.
Right.
can make it better or
Yeah.
worse, especially with everybody else's shit getting mixed in.
Yeah, and you know what? In cold weather, it makes the cars run good, but makes the tires run like shit.
Oh, wow.
And you guys know that around here,
Yeah.
the regular street, hardly any concrete. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you got to kind of work with that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so most of the time the cars are always like taken sideways. You know, or you know, I guess suspension today is better, but back
Yeah.
then, everybody's like, you take off and everything. Everybody's going, you know,
Skating.
You know, it's just the cars are just going sideways, and then you finally straight. But it was always like that because the street just sucked ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Or the street had a crown in it or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
why you start moving sideways.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could just look down the road and see
Yeah,
it.
it's like a
Like,
big
man,
crown. They're like, okay.
I gotta aim this way to get down the road straight.
Exactly.
We have one like that with the left lane is just like Scorpion Road. The left lane is so canted, you gotta basically be like aim towards the center line to go straight down that road.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get the car
So-
aimed right. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
this is about what time that we were talking about here? Like 15?
15, 17, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, we were kind of on the map then. Like we'd get people from out of town to come, you do some cash days, and we had some fun. And then it was like 2019 really is what I can remember
Yeah.
when like Astin, Steve Tyler with the Camaro, him, they came around like the young kids.
That's,
And I,
that's the next gen.
Yeah, I
right?
call this like-
I got lost. I didn't know what was going on with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions. So, like, that's what I was going to ask you earlier about, you know, your clique that you had, you know, when you started at 15, and then now you got, you know, like Matt, Astin, you got
Tomato.
yeah, who's Matt?
Who's Matt? Who's my guy? So those guys come in, right, and they started, you know, revamping. And,
Right.
you know, they got a name for themselves, right? They got some wins under their belt.
Right.
So, how do you see your crew now? Pretty strong, huh?
Yeah, I mean, no lie, I would put damn near any of the top 10 up against anybody else's in Texas's
There you
like
go.
top people. Like I said, Austin used to be like kind of quick, and now it's like fuck around and find out fast.
Right.
Like-
And I knew there was something
Yeah.
going on like that because I can kind of see it in some of the videos. Like, man, this has changed. There's no
it's-
way you can build a street car and just without knowing how to tune, without knowing
Right.
how to set up for every street. Because I know they're doing all that, and it really takes a tuner.
Mm-hmm.
And then he jumps into the tuning thing, and he starts messing with his car. I'm like, yeah, this is really changing. There's no more. It's not. It's not that 411 PCM anymore. It's,
Yeah,
I don't know
it's
what
not
the
that,
hell, man. I'm
that,
like
that
geez.
hypertech.
Yeah,
Yeah, hypertech program I used to run around with.
in the last few years, the dynamics really changed.
It
Like,
did.
you know, you used to be able to get away with like a 6.0 car, and you can go fuck around with a lot of people.
Not anymore.
You know, now you got to go like minimum 570 off the trailer
Yep.
to be competitive in small tire. That's why like I've started doing the small tire races because I know it could be discouraging as hell.
Yeah.
Someone builds their car for a year and come out and they just get fucking run over by small tire cars. They're like, damn, my shit was fast when I started this build.
anymore.
So I do like the 650-ish cars, which are like basically street cars, ASAG, all steel, all glass, you know, just like cars that are used to be nice and fast, and now they're just slow cars, which is fine. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Get in when you fit in type of thing.
where you fit in.
Small tires just outlaw. Your tire size, steel roof and quarters, you better bring enough.
Yeah.
You know.
I hear you, and you're dead right on all that because everything's evolved. I mean,
He's trying to still figure out how to fit in his car because at one point this was like the car you were afraid of back in the day.
yeah, it was a class car.
But now
I mean,
his car's heavy. It's all street. I mean,
Yeah.
like he's saying, goes, I can drive
I
it.
see
if I
it's
want
all
to."
steel, all glass.
It's all steel glass. I mean, but here's the thing. The all steel, all glass, you know, those guys, they got some,
Yeah.
they got some money in them motherfuckers.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's like a different ballgame. That's why I said, man, I don't know if I can even compete with that. You know, so
Yeah.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, ASAG now is just like you got guys like Derek Kelly out there running like
Yeah,
fucking 420s,
Yeah.
440s. Like
440s,
I mean, this is
yeah.
obviously front end prep,
Yeah.
but it's just like holy shit, these
Yeah.
are fast.
and like when you go to XRP and Ennis, you know, those no prep or the all steel, all glass, or even no time. Yeah, they're 20s, 4s.
Yeah.
I mean, they're flying.
Yeah.
They're hauling mail. So, and you're talking nitrous. You know, you got a big 959 cubic inch big block or big ass turbo in
Uncle
front
Jeff.
Yeah, we got some of those on the street.
I hear Uncle Jeff has the 632, 2.4s, all that good stuff. So
He
that's
does
a big-
890 motor.
So
whatever.
he won't tell us
Wait,
what.
say-
It's a big ass motor.
He says there's two things. He won't tell you what time he ran and how big his motor is, but he will say that motor in his car is a top sportsman class motor. You guys are like track people, so you probably know how big that motor is.
I've seen.
I'm not track. I'm
Well, more track than I am.
Yeah.
dude.
I see your shirt. Got some booty patches on it.
Okay, so all this shit here just comes from the gasser guys.
Okay.
They got me to go into that, and I won't go into it, but they got tired of pro mod life.
Oh,
They
okay.
were pro mod. These dudes are pro mod. They're like, man, when the electronics came in, it ended the carburetor pro mod for them.
Right.
But these guys were running mechanical traction control devices that you don't even know about.
That's a thing?
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
thing.
No shit.
It's a thing.
Wow.
And these
It's
guys,
just like every rule that's made. There's a rule to be broken.
Right.
And
They
those
were
guys,
doing
everybody does it.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're talking about Santa. He was the shot guy.
Mhm.
You're talking about
Some of,
Whiteside from Waco.
Yeah.
Yep.
He ran with the pro mod crowd for years,
Yeah,
man.
long time.
And then finally they go into the gasser thing, and so they're like, hey man, you want to come and hang out with us? And I like it. I'm like, wow, man, these are race cars in disguise, looking like old school gassers. There's nothing,
Wolf in
G4s.
sheep's clothing.
It is keep it 4-speed. Small block. You look at the small block at one point, and I was seeing like these special one-off heads.
Yeah, big
painted
bore space small
orange.
block.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, that's nowhere. But I mean, anyway, so that's where I just, I was hanging out with those dudes, and it's fun, but it's really difficult to get into even racing with those guys because
Right.
you have to be able to do it with the 4-speed, 8th mile, no power adder. If you want fuel injection, it's got to be mechanical.
Right.
And then if you don't know how to run mechanical, then that's your puppy. You can't run a supercharger with those dudes. So I don't know, it's different. But anyway, it's similar to what you guys are doing.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own prep. Like you can't just show up and run with them.
Right.
Your car has to meet exactly how they have their car. And then if they go to Little River and it's to an event, they have their own separate group that they don't, unless you meet everything and they approve
You
you.
don't say like me, Tomato.
Yeah. We don't fit their class rules.
Well, you have to race. You have to race, and they race alone, independently.
Right.
And they've got their own. I mean, it works. Don't ask me how, but it works. I kind of like it, but it's different. It's a little different. But you
Right.
guys, I see it. I see it from both sides, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say like now you got people putting struts on first gen Camaros. I mean, that ain't even right.
Oh,
Take the top control from man.
So
He's trying to be like a Mustang. Just
Don't-
buy a Fox
You
body.
can't be like
say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
Oh, he did it.
Well, I mean, you got the $2,000 front struts that got a extension a mile long. So I mean, if you want to do it to no prep, that's what you got to do. But it's an
gotta-
A-arm car, man. It's an A-arm car, man.
Yeah.
Not anymore, man.
No more.
You gotta adapt,
Oh,
improvise, overcome.
Oh my
Well, when you
God.
drive when you go from a
There's a-
Camaro like that to a Mustang, and you realize how much better that suspension handles. Because I had a Mustang for a while, and I'm like, this freaking car, man, I could just drive this way better than that A body.
Fox bodies are cheater chassis, man.
dude.
Fuck them Fox bodies.
I
That's
drove a
the best chassis
Mustang.
ever made.
I drove a Mustang. I
Oh,
don't think,
yeah.
I think a Mustang didn't handle quite as good as
No?
my car. No,
That's the thing about like his car. Astin's car will fucking hook on dirt.
Yeah.
If you put him on a shitty road, he's gonna fucking run over just about anybody. Because for whatever reason, whatever wizardry he's got in there,
It's him and his dad. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
man. It's him and his dad. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you.
on a shit road, he'll fuck up a lot of people.
Yeah.
If we go to a fast road, I'm fucked.
He
Yeah.
probably get some old tires his dad still has. These are the Ricky ones. Put them on,
These are the ones from when I beat fucking Mustang
They've
Willie
been
on
here for
Conley.
20 years.
Goddamn it.
That's
Nah, fuck Astin.
I got to mess with you now because man, I hear you put a strut on there, man. God.
He's got that
But
Baja
hey,
suspension.
if you got to make it, you got to adapt. I hear you. You got to adapt. You got to be competitive, right?
You either gotta lose 1,000 pounds or make
I
the
hear you.
suspension work.
I hear you. No,
Yeah.
you're right. There's only so much you can gut out of a first gen Camaro, right?
If only it was gutted. It's got Dynamat in it, all steel, all glass. His door's heavier than everybody else's door.
Yeah.
I'm away that
Them doors are about 75 pounds apiece, man.
That's it?
Yeah.
See, I'm
A
gonna
Fox body door is like 95.
Get the
They're
fuck
packed.
out.
Between
Oh,
95 and
he's missing a
110.
window.
On doors,
I
right?
got two
Yeah.
rolled
Oh,
up. I got
67.
three rolled up.
Oh, yeah, that must be a
He's missing
68.
window.
Yeah.
90-pound doors.
Even my back windows roll down.
Yeah.
Even though I'm back
I
half.
told him I got 6 roll-up windows.
Man, you fancy.
All right, man. So cool. So we got another gen of people coming on.
We
right?
do,
So,
yeah.
So when
It looks
Matt
good,
came
too.
in, yeah, you guys are making an impression. You're doing
Yeah.
your thing. So let's talk with you. So again, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show,
Tomato.
that you guys had an event this weekend. The Burger Fest
yeah.
didn't go down right. The
Yeah,
weather.
y'all talked it up so
I
much.
know.
Y'all
We
fucking
must have
talked it up
jinxed it.
so much. I listened to it and I'm like, man, this is gonna be good. That fucking rain.
I know, man. We must have jinxed it. So everybody
Talk
listening
the next
in the podcast.
I did the wrong rain dance,
It
that's
did
all.
rain, and it rained its ass off. It rained about
Yeah.
3 inches, man. So unfortunately, but you did end up getting an event going off on that Sunday, right?
Yeah, so my buddy Justin was like, hey, it was like Tuesday.
Fuck Kevzo.
Monday or Tuesday. And he was like, hey, ask Mike if we can do a top end race if this gets rained out. And the weather looked good on
Yeah.
Sunday already.
Yeah.
So I messaged Mike and he's like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
why not?
because Mike, I don't know who called it, but it was called pretty like on Thursday, and it was starting to rain. The forecast was still, to me, it still showed like it was gonna be okay
Yeah.
on Saturday.
With
I
the
left-
saturation.
Nah, that was nasty.
And I don't know if I've ever seen Little River. The water will come back out
Seep
of
through
the
the
But
track.
it's an old
Yeah.
road.
I didn't
Yeah.
believe
That
that.
was
I
one
fucking
reason.
saw that
Yeah.
one time, and I was like, "This is fucking wild."
Yeah.
Nah, dude, listen.
That's
so
it, because the river's right there too. I mean,
Yep.
you got the river.
we
right there.
went with Santa to Waco, and it was on the east side, the original track, and it was a concrete track, but we get there and it had rained, right, and when it got later on that night, the water was coming up
Yeah,
from
it
the
come up to
bottom,
asphalt.
and they're like, "Oh, you're still good, man. You guys can still run." And we're the only two guys is me and Mark. From here, and he's like,
Mark
"Man,
Howard.
what do you think? Do you think I should run out there?" I'm like, "Dude, you're nuts. If you're gonna freaking run."
Yeah.
And so they packed it up. We all packed it up, but that was just I've never seen that before.
So the
man.
backtrack different.
Yeah.
It just goes into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys got that event off on Sunday. So let's talk.
Yeah.
about
So
that.
how did y'all manage to say, you know what, Sunday's gonna be great. Let's just do this.
Beautiful.
It looked like it was going to be. So I left here that Sunday,
Yeah.
and I was already on the phone with Shane
Yeah.
and talking with Mike, and we're like, man, the weather's, it could go either way. And
Right.
Mike's already like, if it rains all day Friday, we're screwed for
Yeah, 'cause
Saturday.
it's gonna be saturated.
So
much, yeah.
Wednesday night, I'm at HEB doing last minute shopping and shit, and
Mm-hmm.
they were like, "It looks bad. That's probably gonna go ahead and make the call tomorrow at noon." I'm like, "Okay, well if y'all want to, just let me know, and I'll go ahead and put it out there."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Sunday it looks good. What do you think, Mike? And he's like, "Yeah, let's go for it." So
Okay.
we
Yeah.
called that off, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, let's do this top end deal instead." So I always try to do it as cheap from a racer
course.
for a racer. So
Yeah.
free to get in. We paid $20 for the tech card. That just went to Mike. That's like,
Oh,
hey, thanks
wow.
for letting us. Thanks for
Gotcha.
letting us race.
Yeah.
17 of us showed up, and then there were some test and tune guys. We did second chance rather than buy back into the main pot, which there's some debate there.
So
there's
the
you can go
testing
either
team
way,
guys,
though.
were they the different
Separate.
cars? They just showed up just to
yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
Don Decker was out there.
Don Decker.
Don Decker was out there testing.
Man, I haven't seen him in 20 years.
yeah. That car made a lick.
Is that right? Is he still 5-speed?
Thing went
No,
850.
it's
That's still 5-speed.
I think it's a small block, but I
There's still
didn't know.
another.
Yeah, I think he said it was a small block Ford.
Small
I think.
Ford,
Or a
yeah.
small block Ford from the junction.
Is that Fox body?
It's got the red.
Oh
Racing.
yeah, the fastest
Different
car on the
color?
planet. Yeah, it was gonna beat any street car there. Yeah, I remember that guy. That's crazy. He wasn't talking that shit though. It was the guy that I knew that he was talking shit. Oh, fucking run over any street car here. I'm like, race that black Camaro. We'll drive home. Yeah, he'll drive wherever you want to too, motherfucker. Name a street.
We'll go right here. We'll go to the spot. Right?
Yeah, he's like, oh no, we're talking about the starting line. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. It's a big ass race. Yeah,
Top end,
starting
man.
that
Top end,
shit.
top
Stuff.
Yeah.
That's actually really good surface. So
Yeah, it was.
it used to be shit. Like the very first
Yeah.
one we did, that's like a 660, 680 surface.
I didn't even drag
Maybe.
back then.
Yeah, back then nobody ran draggies.
Yeah.
Now it's
You
like
see now what around
we'll never make a pass without it.
Draggy's a heartbreaker. It helps a
Yeah.
lot with like your tuning, but it really discourages a lot of people.
I know,
Like,
that's-
yeah, I got a fucking
That
550
was a
car.
pass there, like, Oh shit.
Yeah, it's like 680. There's something wrong with this thing.
Well, no, all I gotta do is show somebody a track pass and just say it was on the street. That's it.
Okay, Jeff.
So
So what was the deal with the tower though? What was the deal? Did they just when did they take it apart or?
No, the mics. They're what do you call it? They're upgrading it so all the electronics are out.
Yeah.
Because I wanted Mike to be on the intercom
Yeah.
to do all this. We had a little bullhorn.
Cindy was on her megaphone
Yeah,
yelling at people.
the little megaphone.
Yep.
It wasn't that
Damn.
loud, but
a megaphone.
Yeah.
But that's what's different between you get a bunch of street guys there. We already know the deal. Like,
Yeah.
Jari Trick, we're
Right.
racing. There's not much to talk
Doesn't
about.
matter.
Right.
like everybody in that little group it started with just us.
Yeah.
And it is now whatever.
That's what I like about
now
it.
there's a lot of
It's
people.
so simple.
Yeah.
It's organized but simple and so there's not a big audience turnout, but really, who's having the most fun? Who's having the most organization?
Originally, it was just made for like I didn't care if anybody showed up.
Right.
It's like we're there for us to race.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You want to watch? Come
it's
watch.
a spot to race at.
Yeah.
Is we're gonna go hang out here, and then if we got if it's a Saturday, maybe we got time to do shit on the street
Yeah,
afterwards.
it's really like getting good data for the street, especially the top end now. It's like a pretty decent, like it'd be like a good road
No,
on
it's
the
a good,
street.
It's a good. There's a road similar to Victoria.
Yeah.
that they go fast on. He's been pretty fast on it.
How do y'all adjust from concrete to street? Right down that end.
We tried it. Well, you do your burnout on the concrete, and that's why that's there. So the first time,
so you just do your
Yeah.
Fucked up that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
take tires up, man. Shit.
we did.
Shit.
We did prep. It was prep, and it was
Yeah.
humid and hot. And man, dudes would
Slick.
be doing the burnout. The car would just sink into the
Yeah, we fucked that top
Buy
end
it
up.
1950
Oh, no
road.
shit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why some
concrete
cars
there.
were like.
Oh, that's why they had to
like,
repave it.
Mike
Yeah.
was like, "What the fuck y'all doing to my surface?"
Yeah, he's
And
like,
we're
you ruined the big end.
Oh no shit. Oh,
Y'all
wow.
bring street tires too and shit.
No.
No,
No.
tearing up
No.
them slicks.
If
Oh, that asphalt, it was just hot because when that shit gets hot, it's just like a mush.
Oh yeah,
was
the first
prep.
first Texas Punisher was like fucking 103 degrees.
Oh, it was bad.
It was hot as hell. It was summertime, August. Ooh.
August, ooh, that's the blazer, boy. That's
That
like
pavement was
cook.
already 150 degrees before we did the burnouts on it.
Oh, I think I remember that weekend. It was like muggy as hell.
I mean, it's summertime. It's
Yeah,
always,
it's
the
always
river's
muggy.
always muggy.
Yep.
That's why they
yep.
call it
The
the
only thing I
river.
like about Texas, man.
yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
So-
Everybody has enclosed trailers.
Yep.
Gotta have
I know.
AC, man.
With the mini
Gotta have
split.
AC. Yeah, gotta have a mini split or a unit on it, right?
Goddamn right.
Yep. Talk a little bit more about the event. I mean, because you win some rounds.
Yeah, we won it.
Don't talk about it. How'd
so-
you fare it out?
Don't
Yeah,
be so humble.
we had the backdoor Aston.
I want to tell the story from
Rip
the
it,
beginning.
rip it.
from the
He's got
beginning,
29
though.
fives. I mean,
wanna
he's
tell the
supposed to
story from the
60 foot
beginning.
me.
Yeah.
I'm on a little baby
So-
ass 28.
The last time y'all had me on here, y'all asked me a question
Yeah.
like something about you going out of town or racing,
Right.
and I kind of told y'all racing with Dickhead over here. And Todd's our flagger.
Yeah.
Well, you get accustomed to racing at home all the time, say,
How they flag.
or you go race with Limpy. I'm used to Limpy. I know his deal. I know how he works.
Right.
We went to Victoria. That was a whole nother fucking conversation.
Yeah.
So we go to backtrack Little
You
River.
don't like change, I guess.
No, it ain't about change. It's about fucking communication.
Yeah.
So I noticed Mike Garvin's not flagging. I'm like, no big deal.
Oh, okay.
Fucking random dude's flagging. I guess the guy who works the track.
He's the light
And
guy.
It ain't,
Normal
it ain't
light
nothing
guy.
against the dude. Before I drew Sievert, first pair. I'm like, here we go. I've raced Sievert
shit.
fucking 20
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
times. And I walk up to the guy and I'm like next, but I get out of my car on purpose, go talk to the guy. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna need 5 or 6 seconds to fucking get my shit right.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I'm like, I'm gonna be on the line, no bump. And that's where I fucked up. So
Did he know what the hell that meant? I mean,
I
don't
yeah, he
so
might not have known shit.
You know, it's hard
He
dealing
went
with
and touched
shit.
the car, he bumped it.
Right, you don't know. So me and Sievert pull up. The guy walks back. I don't know what happened. Maybe I was looking at my draggy. I got a thumbs up. I look up, fucking lights on.
He
I'm
goes
like,
he goes
foot
like
braking.
this to get up on the brake. He must thought he had a nitrous car. Because
Yeah.
Astin put it to the floor and the dude hit the fucking light.
God.
Oh snap!
So roll
Threw
with
you
the
off.
punches. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. When you
Yeah.
go somewhere you don't know
Yeah.
somebody, like
Yeah.
you.
Fuck
So
I hear you. I hear
so whatever. Good thing Sievert can't tune that fucking race car.
Popping down the ring.
It was doing a little burnout. Actually, no, it was it like took all the power out of it for his.
Pulled, I think
They
pulled
they
too
were
much.
trying to kill all the power
Yeah.
of the car.
But-
So luckily I got the win. But the story I'm building for
I
the
got you.
tomato
Yeah.
story. I'm building. So second round, I pretty much lied to the guy and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be on the line, but I'm gonna bump this
Oh, you
time."
told us.
So I told him I bumped. That way he's gonna
already
wait
on.
for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Well, I don't fucking bump. This time I'm fucking on the
You're already on a
brake.
break. It don't move, right?
My car actually builds boost. I win second round. Third round, I draw fucking Tomato, and I was like, I told somebody, I was like, this is gonna be a photo finish. Why?
Yeah,
Because I
shit.
test with this motherfucker all the time.
Yeah.
Dude.
I know what he runs. He knows what I run. So as I cut a light on him, it's gonna be a fucking photo finish.
So good thing you guys did have a guy. There's always somebody at the finish line.
Gotta be,
apparently,
yeah.
right? You all gotta be, right? So if nobody's seen that picture of
One guy or two guys are at the
Like-
finish line.
well,
There was 2 that time.
Two?
Yeah.
But
it was like a
it should have been in slow motion, which is the way I've done top end for us before at the last.
Yeah.
It's all you always video in slow motion.
motion,
I learned
yeah.
that from him. He's like,
And elevated.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But that angle's got to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta have
It
the
was
whole
if
If you're
knot
not
of the
if you're not
cars.
elevated, and my car's in front of his car, well, you can't see his fucking car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
were
yeah,
like-
yeah.
a foot or so from the finish line, and that's the last frame. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh.
And that's
So the funny part of that whole story is
Yeah.
when I didn't bump with Sievert and
Right.
I didn't bump second round, and I told Stover and them, I was like, I'm not fucking bumping again. So Stover's like, you realize if you would have bumped, you would have won that race,
You would have
right?
been in.
Yeah, if you would've
you would have
pulled
been in nose. Yeah. Because you went right on the brake. You didn't. Yeah.
No, so on the break. So Tomato ain't even at the line yet. Justin's still
Oh,
pulling
yeah,
him
I
up.
don't even trust
He's on the
talking
fucking.
to
He's already on it.
15
Yeah.
seconds later, I'm
I
like,
was-
hit the fucking line.
for a second I was gonna shut off my car and tell the dude, stop. This dude's gonna blow up.
Yeah.
Burn his transmission down or something.
Yeah.
I got the gauge, I'm watching it right
We
there.
didn't talk about who
This
was
is like
going
that
in
meme
first.
shit.
No.
Yeah.
So I call Justin back. I'm like, hey, which one of us is going in first? He doesn't know. So he
Damn.
calls Thomas. Thomas is like, so he tries to get his attention. This fucking dude
He's
just
already-
starts spooling
Yeah.
up.
He's Justin's telling him like second.
He's sleeping.
I was
He's like,
fucking
damn,
mad at that motherfucker.
Justin is still at my door. My door's still open. And
He's on
this
the brake.
dude is on the brake already. And I'm like, man.
But it goes back to saying when you race someone you don't know,
Yeah. Just.
it's like, I want to fucking be ready because if I lose on foot brake in a turbo car, it just don't work, man.
No, man. God,
It takes
yeah,
a
you
while.
can't
How,
do
about
that.
how long does it take to spool that shit up and go?
5 or 6 seconds.
Because I gapped the dude one day, back in the day before there was any of that. And he's like, oh, my car makes about it. And I'm like, boom, I was gone. Then I let off in third gear. I'm like, I'm heading. I'm like, God damn, I couldn't even freaking.
But in,
So
in
that
like
sucks.
in real
Yeah.
time, 5 to 6 seconds isn't that long because
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
if he starts spooling, I start spooling, we both
Yeah.
go in together. It's not as long as it really seems.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It sounds like a longer time
Yeah.
because the motor's going crazy and
Yeah.
shooting fire and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the funny part of that whole story.
That well, I mean,
Yeah.
so it, that
But y'all
was
managed to get down the road. Are you skating? How was the whole
Yeah.
Man, the card.
3 seconds?
So the funny part though, we both crossed,
Yeah.
and I feel like I won, but I don't fucking know
Yeah.
because I'm driving, and then we're both trying to make that turn at Little River.
I know.
I look over him, I'm flicking him off, and I'm fucking like trying to
Turn.
grip this turn because he's like, well, "You're in my fucking way."
Yeah, I was like, man, I hope I can stop because I'm going straight into him if I don't.
That's what I hate when
The-
you can't see that freaking opponent.
Right.
I'm looking at him the whole time because I thought I went around. I'm like, man, I went around this dude at the very, very end.
Nobody knows who the.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
the first after I think I raced Biddle and I ran it out. And I guess I was like, I can coast around this. Fuck no.
No, you
Uh,
gotta do the brake.
Hell no,
Yeah,
not
you're
that
on-
corner.
Yeah,
No.
that corner's pretty sharp.
You're
It's
gonna-
marbles over there. You got to go slow.
I was
Yeah.
like, man, I'm gonna end
That's-
up.
yeah,
You better
you're
hope
right.
it's clean.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That's what I'm
that-
saying.
no, it's not. It's
Hey,
horrible.
You get on that loose little pebbles or gravel up there, yeah, you could be sliding.
First
You
time
could be
I
in
ever
that-
went
you
to
could be
the
in that
river.
bar joint over there.
Yeah, exactly. This is when I first moved here. I'm
Yeah.
used to quarter-mile tracks. They were still running quarter-mile back then. My whopping 115-mile-an-hour car. I'm used to put in neutral, slow
Yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah.
So I go through the traps and fifth gear. I have like 430s in my Trans Am,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm fucking hitting fifth
Yeah.
at the quarter, and I put in neutral. I'm coasting. I'm looking for like the first cutout. I'm like, oh, there is no cutout. This is the end of the track. Holy shit! I'm still doing like 40 miles an hour going around the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, damn. Okay, I'm leaving it in gear. This track. This is serious. This is
That
outlaw
track,
shit.
That track is. It'll really mess with you on the end.
Yep.
Yeah,
You got to be
well,
ready for it.
You got to be ready.
I think what we want to get back to though is there's no direction for these backtrack races, and we could be doing one a month.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
what I
that's
was
what you
thinking.
talked about last time.
Yeah.
There's no reason why there shouldn't be.
Especially
Yeah.
at the river. I mean, it's the only track now. San Antonio's closed down.
Yeah.
Houston's about to close both of their tracks. So it's
Yeah.
like the
Well, it
river's
takes
all we got.
It takes out the guessing game for the night spots, even though it still should. It's great for tuning and testing, but for everybody to just now, like, it's going to be this month. You know, once it starts becoming a common thing,
Yeah.
you start getting just because they always have over there the Friday night testing too.
Yeah, it's Friday night.
Yeah, street night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Street night. That's
But I mean, if you get this on a monthly deal,
It'll
I mean-
basically be like us street racers that have a place to go. We don't have to get
all
run
the
off.
time.
right? And it's top end. It's on the top end. You don't got to worry about.
But that road's gonna get quick, fast.
I'm looking at it more like we can start recruiting people for the street because, like, I'm 100% street. He is. So it's like a lot of people are kind of scared to race on the street because cops, this and that. But like, there's some people that are like, wait, you guys got spotters? Like, people have no idea.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, come watch. And like, they'll just see like the communication and shit. And like, if the cops do show up, they'll see the cops are cool. We're not doing anything crazy. And like, we've gotten people to convert from track to street.
Yeah.
Like, you
Well, I was
got
talking about like the actual street guys.
No, yeah.
With the 17s, 18s.
Yeah.
That like to run.
yeah,
But they've never experienced an actual
Track.
dig race. You know what I mean?
yeah. And that's another thing. That's what kind of like I do like the
The problem
650
with
races.
that is we're kind of far ahead.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean separate them. I mean,
Yeah,
put
have
them
different
on
classes.
Their
Yeah.
own class.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they don't let me and him don't run when we do the slow car
Yeah.
deals because
I already know.
Not too fast.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we'll turn it down. Like, no, get fucked. Turn it down. And then you got 20 pounds on the scramble button.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
out of here.
So that event now, let's talk about, because we talked about street and whatnot. You know that. Why isn't there an event going on every month?
Mike would love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It'd be good for the track.
well.
let's talk about the upcoming one that you got planned.
So originally we were doing two, or we did two, I think, over the. I was real busy at
Right.
FedEx at the time,
Right.
and we squeezed in two events. And I think that was it. We had a third plan, but it rained.
Okay.
And then we just started doing nothing but just list night, or there was a cash day. That's
change
it.
street, right,
And there was no time for the track. It's like, oh, someone's doing a top end. It's like, well, there's a cash
good,
days
yeah.
in Dallas. We're all going to that.
Right.
I'm going with these guys to over there.
Right.
So that kind of just fell off, and and all last year, I don't think we did. How many list races did we do? We did like 2 or 3.
Last year, not a lot, but it was all cash days.
It was
I mean,
nothing but cash
Yeah.
days.
Okay. Yeah.
either here, out of town, wherever.
Here, Houston, or Dallas.
Yeah.
That was it.
And a couple in Victoria this year, which actually is...
That's
Yeah, the
wow.
Victoria ones
Is
are
it-
all right.
yeah, is it like y'all be going back probably? I mean, if
They're gonna let us run it.
Yeah, we need to run the race. They
Is
got
that
a really
concrete
cool...
over there, or street, or what is
It's
it?
a really good asphalt.
It's a
run.
good asphalt.
is that right?
Yeah.
It's good asphalt.
It's the spot is crazy. I mean, it's like a 3 or 4 mile long street, perfectly flat, middle of fucking nowhere. I mean,
Is that right?
not even in Victoria. It's like county,
Damn.
Brazoria County or something. It's just like
yeah.
middle of nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't say the name of the city.
That was almost.
That,
I don't
that
even know
place,
it.
You know, that's because that place, way back in the day when the old ATX dudes go out there, they used to do it at an old airport. And if I'm right, I think that old place is still there, and it's concrete.
Abandoned type of
Probably,
thing.
yeah.
That's like how they do it in Mineral Wells. There's this fucking dude, his brother Teabag. He does helipad races.
I'm not gonna
And
ask.
I've never been out there, but apparently the surface is like marbles, and it's like 1,200 feet long. They've had how many people run off the end of that fucking thing?
Absolutely. I took the 55 out there, and I couldn't stop in the 55, and I probably went like a 720 or
Is
something.
that drum brakes or disc brakes? No. What is it?
Both.
Both?
You got,
I thought you took
The point is like
it's
They
still.
just suck.
you're flying-
It's
if you're-
slow,
you're flying
or
out
short, I
there,
mean.
you're gonna lock them up.
Yeah.
Richie locked his brakes up out there.
Shit, Steve did.
Damn.
Went off the end. I mean, it's just, that's an abandoned thing. It's like, it's not legal, it's not illegal, it's not sanctioned.
It's
It's
just
not,
a gray area.
yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It's
But yeah.
crazy because there's spots like that all over, but
Yeah.
then you got us that will go street before we do something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause it's closer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, yeah, that's always been the thing here, man, because it's
Yeah.
never within a comfort distance. To
Right.
It's like, man, well, this is what it is. I'm used to it. I will never say, dude, what y'all are doing sucks. Y'all need to go to. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I always woke up on Friday and Saturday, and this was my shit.
Uh-huh.
Between, I don't know, I'll say like 10 years, man. I mean, I know nothing of. He knows a shitload of track. I go to a track, and somebody told me, take your rearview mirror off. Because I told someone, well, I'm always looking in the rear mirror, man, for fucking lights or something, Like, and I did take the shit off, and don't worry about it. I'm like, hey. But anyway,
Run your shit.
it's always been, that's the Austin thing, So
So going back to So the upcoming event you have planned.
So hopefully, hopefully we can make this. I know the weather's gonna. I don't.
Yeah, it's gonna be
man.
fun.
I don't. It's gonna be hit or miss. It might be hot as shit this year.
Yeah,
It might
you
be
never
cold.
know, right? Yeah,
it
it's
might
winter.
snow.
Yeah,
It might.
exactly.
We might get a blizzard
It might
again.
be
in January.
80 degrees.
But
yeah.
I think we're gonna try and do the top end at least once a month again.
Okay.
A lot of guys. I know a lot of people that wanted to go.
So Mike's on board.
Yeah. It was a pretty good turnout. There was quite a few more people than I thought, especially with the short notice that we had.
Yeah. Well, good deal. Yeah, I like that.
I think he always wanted to welcome, because when I was talking to Siebert a long time ago, he really wanted to welcome the new style of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, a lot of people weren't accepting it. And then it was on a Sunday, and then some of the guys
Yeah,
that I knew, they're like, man, I don't want to go on a Sunday. I got to work Monday. You know, I'm like,
Right.
well, he's doing it on a Sunday.
Shit, we used to do Monday nights with
Oh my god.
Monday night.
Monday night
fights
fights out of control.
That was before my time.
Yeah.
Street stuff on Monday night.
Was it hopping? Was it popping?
It was interesting because it was like a main road. It was the main road between like two shitty towns in the south side, but it's like the only road that goes between them is not the toll road.
Oh, wow.
And it was on a main road, and it was long, but they had no spotter. So like, if you see a car come, be like, man, can we get this race off in time to go? No, so like you pull out of this dirt driveway, you got to kick the tires off to get them clean,
Get all the dirt
do
off.
your burnout, back up, and you better hope that car that you just seen at the end of the road isn't up on the fucking racers right now, or it's not a cop.
Pop, yeah.
Man,
Oh,
I mean, it was
that's the one you like.
yeah.
Playing okay, we got to load up. What do we got to do, right?
That was wild.
You would meet up there at 10 o'clock with like 12 cars, wouldn't get done till 5 in the morning.
Damn.
Just one spot, you're not moving anywhere. It's just moving out to the
Nervous.
street and then backing off the street and then moving out to the street
Yeah.
and then backing off to the street. Oh, is that a cop? And then the cops come by and they ask what we're doing. Man, we're looking for cows.
You can't see, sometimes you can't even see the cars parked when you're walking all the way back to your shit. You
Yeah.
know, and you're like,
Oh, yeah, it was dark out there.
Ain't
a street light.
Yeah, no, it's I'm like, man,
Yeah,
at any
yeah.
point, man, we gotta go, you know.
Yeah, it
you get
was-
nervous. Yeah, no, that's life. That's life.
That's
how life.
street life.
Yeah,
It was wild. Damn, that diesel ball
Yeah,
comes.
damn, well, I got a big pipe on that bitch.
Tell you
Sounds
what.
like Preston's truck.
Beat up.
So moving forward, right? So that hopefully this will be a monthly thing, which would be great.
December 17th is
17th, there you go.
going to be the next one.
Okay.
We're going to try and
Little
do
River.
3 classes. We're going to do small tire, a slow car, which is the exact same rules
Gotcha.
as what we
What
do on the
jump-
street,
mhm.
and then stick shift. I think I think I counted 9.
Stick shift.
So let me
Yeah.
ask you, because you did do some modifications to some of, I seen you call it slow car, and then after that you put stick shift car. So
We only did small tire because I only have a small tire car, and man, big tire racing's kind of dead.
yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
agree. I mean,
I don't know that
There's
many.
no big tire racing.
no.
There's some big tire guys in Victoria that were supposed to come and never did to race us on the street.
They do like no prep kings and shit, but that's like insane.
Yeah, it's like when you
Bracket
the
stuff.
classes that are now for big tire, you got to be super fast, or it's just
Or super bracket.
super bracket. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I mean, because it's still there because you see small tire guys running big tire classes
And winning.
and
Yeah,
winning.
Justin won
Yeah,
Sievert's big tire class. It's usually
Yeah.
nothing but you double
Small tires,
enter
right.
to use the big tire for data
For
small
testing,
tire.
Yeah, because small tire is the big pot.
Yeah.
Got all the cars in it.
So that I can see where that can kind of start to diminish, but small tire cars are there, but it's just they're not going to come out. Maybe I don't know.
You mean big tire?
Small tire, yeah. I'm sorry, big tire. I mean, big tire cars are there. They just
Yeah.
may or may not come out. But like I said, small tire is where it's at now. I mean, that's
It is.
We had a crazy Texas Punisher when we put stick on there. I think we were just fucking around and we didn't realize how big stick could be.
Had like 15 cars
You
that
know,
first one. I
And
was
so
in
I
it.
think if we brought that back, that eliminates because a lot of people have fun driving stick cars.
Yeah.
And there's no class for fucking stick cars. When's the last time you
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's
You're right. I mean,
it's breaking
think
that
about
shit. It's just breaking.
and there's no double entry. Are you?
Man, we're gonna let slow car and,
And
stick double enter if you fit. We're looking for 650-ish. It's not a hard cap. It's
Okay.
Those are the type of cars you can hot lap though.
Yeah,
Like
you
small
get
tire
those
needs
done,
30 minutes cool down,
Right,
this and
right.
that. It's like, you run your stick class, you come right back around for slow car.
So I did see you also mention about to be within your time range that you're going to be monitoring with a draggy if somebody's
We were gonna do that
Yeah.
for the last. We didn't do that for the last one, the Angel one. We were gonna do that for the one the diesel truck one,
Fuck him. That was his homie that came out with the diesel truck.
That's his brother.
Fuck off.
You don't know it.
Is that
He got some of the pot.
is it the guy from Bastrop?
No, he's from Columbus.
Columbus, yeah, way out past
The
Bastrop.
truck didn't used to be that fast in his defense, and it came out and ran over everybody. All
Yep.
the
His, do y'all remember the buggy? His brother used to fucking.
Oh,
So, yeah.
really?
That's his brother.
Dude,
He was
really
kicking
tall,
ass
skinny
there
dude.
for a while. There, wasn't
Yeah.
it? For the
Remember,
first couple
everyone
minutes.
was like, "What's this car
Everybody's
fit in?
complaining.
What's this car fit in?"
Yeah.
he wants
Yeah.
to run slow car.
Yeah, that.
Oh,
remember that.
So
Yeah,
that's-
Wow.
Kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
He said it's a
It's not
7.0.
gonna happen.
Probably not.
So hold on. So can you modify your car to go in slow car?
No.
No,
They already know what he
Yeah.
runs.
No small
I pretty
tire
much
cars.
I don't
know.
want to
Yeah.
drive slow.
Yeah,
There's a guy
Oh,
said
just enough. Just enough.
I
His-
put it in
that's
there.
the old sandbagging. But
Yeah.
they already know what he runs. So
His dad's 55 is perfect for it. He brought it out to the last
Yeah,
one we
well,
did.
there's a bunch of
55's
those
perfect
folks,
slow
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
No cage.
Yep.
He might run a 680.
You got railed by Angel, right?
Got railed by a stick car
Somebody
again.
got you
Garza,
back.
Garza
Oh.
got me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Little less.
Garza ran a
610.
780 and beat me.
Oh my God.
Hey, the 55 ain't been on the street since what, like 02?
No.
It's been a while. That was its first street race.
Had the same plugs in it. Had the
Oh,
boom.
yeah. That cost me the fucking race. I shifted a second, hit the spray, and I was like, and I was like, fuck this piece of shit.
And then his dad's like, oh yeah, I had the good plug sitting right here.
Yeah, all you gotta do is go put the plugs in and be rocking and rolling,
God
right?
damn.
It's that bad gas you got, right?
Yeah, that gas was from fucking 08.
Yeah.
Calabrese laid into him pretty hard.
Yeah.
We were gonna pick him up and take him, and he folded like a.
Oh,
sheep.
man.
Yeah, I was over at his dad's house helping load the car, get it ready, putting the race gas
Yeah.
in, doing this. He's like, no, I'm not
I
gonna
was
change the
win
plugs.
that
They're good.
motherfucker.
You would have if you had good
Not
plugs in
even
there.
close.
Damn.
First round duck.
Go take that guitar. You ain't going to play no guitar.
You're gonna go race,
Dad's
Dad.
gonna go race.
Yeah, your car. Yeah. Why didn't you just let your dad just?
I
I
mean,
wish he
so
would have drove it.
yeah, I know. So all that's gonna fit in pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Your next event, and then
We're
I
gonna try
guess
to keep it flowing. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
most of the. It was such short notice. I think a lot of the main ATX guys that usually help me,
Mhm.
like this dude,
Right.
you were just watching.
I was spectating.
They'll be out there this time.
but it's
helping
gonna be
things.
some more. It should go boom boom.
I
I heard
don't-
it went. I mean, you guys finished before dark, right?
That was the goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
It didn't even start at 12 either.
The EMTs were only there from 12 to 6 on Sunday, so they're like, you have
That's
to be
why-
done by
yeah.
6.
Okay. Well,
We got done
you
at what,
it.
like 5? 4:30?
I took the winter picture at 4:55.
There you go.
That was 5 o'clock.
So-
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So hopefully, but now that now you got 2 extra classes now.
Yeah.
So hopefully, and the thing too, in December 17th, the days can be a little bit shorter.
Yeah, it's,
So
they got
yeah,
lights.
you
It's
keep
all
flowing.
right.
I mean, you guys should
Yeah,
finish.
we'll
yeah.
have the light. It'll be Saturday, so we can be out
Oh,
there.
gotcha. Okay.
The only
Saturday.
thing is going to be the weather, but I mean,
Yeah, that's
It's
gonna
hit or
be
miss this time. Like you said,
Yeah,
it could
it
be
is.
40 or 80.
Yeah, it might be 80, maybe 40, right? So,
That,
hell,
that's
look at yesterday, it was
class
82.
is probably gonna be fun to watch because you know
Oh, yeah.
driver has to know how to shift.
we've got stick shift, slow car, small tire, and then
Right.
we're going to do the Thomas Stover mini bike challenge.
oh, the mini bike.
Well,
there,
if Josh gets
there
his
you
mini
go.
bike
So
out,
that's another thing.
bucks.
The,
Okay.
the mini
You
bike
may need a
challenge.
borrow helmet.
Everybody, there's people
Street.
called them out. They
Yeah.
called them out last time. They didn't show.
No call, no
I
show.
don't blame them. I mean, that,
What kind of mods he got on that?
I don't know. He keeps it really secret. He doesn't like to show. He's like Jeff. He won't tell you what he's got.
It's a
just-
custom frame with the
That's
beer
funny.
holder.
Damn.
That's funny.
He just
Well,
like,
his mini is a classic '68 shit frame. Motor didn't fit in it. It looks like it's got a chopper handlebar, so he's gonna be doing like this
Oh,
with his
shit.
feet.
Don't
It's
matter.
it's not what you think, but
Hey,
yeah, Thomas is like, if you want to find out what it runs, $500, we can do it right now.
Oh,
Thomas is
he
crazy.
may have to give us like 5 lengths, 6 lengths.
Jeez.
Heads
Thomas
up
is
only.
heads up only.
is it?
How bad's he beat Kevin?
Oh, he drug him. Even when Kevin put the nitrous on.
Yeah, I got to race Kevin before y'all race
Oh, I
Thomas.
saw. Was it a blue mini?
I think
So
so.
I saw some things on that thing. I'm like, that's not normal. And so I showed him some videos of some of the California stuff. He goes, I don't know. I don't think I can get out of the hole fast enough. And I'm like, well, it's for fun anyway. Who cares?
Yeah,
Just
well,
bring more
well-
mini dudes to show
So
up.
so
and-
this, so this guy likes to bet on his races.
Yeah, he was pretty crazy.
Yeah. He runs the mini biking
a few
scene.
times.
We'll go to ATM before you go.
Yeah.
He'll pull up to the kid meets and just cruising around on the mini bike
I'm
and
gonna
just
show
call
up
people
with-
out, and everybody
Bro,
thinks he's a joke. It's like,
Some
where's your
race
car,
has a
dude?
Happy Meal. Here you go.
Yeah.
You win. That's what you get.
Yeah, let's go. Here goes a concession stand hamburger. That's what
Yeah,
you win.
that's it. Concession stand. Yeah, there you go.
Hopefully people show up. I think we'll have a pretty good turnout for that too. I think it'll be a better turnout, especially we'll have more time to
More
get it out
time for
there.
somebody to
It's
test
already got
out.
out there quite a bit.
Yeah.
You got this dude on the flyer.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
that's
had
bring it
random
on.
people hit me up. I don't even know this chick. I met her on Bumble, and she's like, "What are you doing on the Little River page?" I'm like, "What?" She sends me a screenshot about the stupid fucking flyer that he made. I'm like, "Yep, that's me."
Oh, damn. That's
You're
funny.
famous.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
That's me, the
Awesome,
famous KFC
man.
or bust.
Trolling. These motherfuckers.
Trying to
yeah.
keep it.
Hey,
That's how we got to do. We got to keep it front.
Yeah.
It's
Keep it
crazy
centered.
what people
Yeah.
pay
Talk about
attention
it.
to.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you're right. Yeah, you got to keep it enthused. and
Every
keep it
post
flowing
about
around.
every post we've made so far, started from Burger Fest, 12,000. It reaches
YouTube.
12,000 people or more. There's one with 20. And I
That
think
flyer don't even have to be crazy elaborate. It's just posting.
No, it's gonna
funny
be
shit.
done.
there's a lot
Yeah.
of inside
Boom,
jokes.
it's gone.
There's a lot of inside jokes that
Yeah.
only some of us will get.
Yeah, like
So
the
you still hit fruit? You still hate fruit and vegetables?
Yeah, fucking ate all
I
tomatoes.
don't know.
hates all
All
fruits
right,
and
so
vegetables.
I'm getting ready to go to the finals. In my mind, I'm in the finals. And Mike rolls up on a scooter. He's like, picture just came in. I don't even want to talk to you.
He's like, "You lost." Aston's like,
That's
"Huh?"
all.
Close the laptop.
Damn.
They walk over there to the side, him and Tomato and Mike, and then looking at the fucking thing, and looks like you won. And I'm like, "Yeah, Tomato's in front." Aston's like, "Get this shit out of my face, man! Fuck you, Tomato."
Hey, I was
Dude,
rooting
it
for
was
you,
it
man.
was so
I
close. I
rooting
mean, it was
for you.
like, god damn, it was like,
Well, a lot of people don't know too is like we shared our draggy,
Yeah.
and he had mile an hour on me.
Shit, a lot.
So basically, the next frame, it's not like I was driving around him; he was driving around me. So
yeah, mile an hour, but yeah.
If you would have bumped,
yeah,
You just had
I've
that.
been ahead of him.
all I had to do was
That was it. It was like
Yeah, you
2
bumped
inches.
into so much.
I was
boom,
rooting for him
man.
for about 10 seconds. Then I
Yeah.
said, nah, fuck it. I'm not
There's-
even going to comment.
There's
It's
a
just-
video. There's
Yeah.
a video. I gotta find it. I'll send
Yeah.
it to you. But it's one of the. It's the first cash
Yeah.
days I won. It was actually the first big one I was in. It was in
Yeah.
Houston,
Oh.
and I drew this Mustang, this twin turbo Coyote. We were fourth or fifth pair down, and like he was saying, the flagger fucked me. It was a little bit of confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't even. I was foot braking my car. Wasn't even on any RPM, and
Yeah.
the dude fucking bangs the light, and this dude's just fucking out on me. I had a 5.3 with an 88 at the time.
Yeah.
And we went around him like he was fucking standing still at the very end though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the video on his YouTube, the buddies like fuck yeah and pointed and shit. And then you see my car, you see it get faster and faster, and the dude just hand just goes down slowly. It's so funny.
He's like, "Fuck yeah!"
Reality,
Shit.
yeah. Let's get the check
His
reality
dance
here.
stopped.
That was the only guy we didn't put a gap on that day. Everybody else got it pretty bad.
Out there beating the kids up.
Damn.
So,
Proud of that.
so when you came over here, Thomas,
Yeah.
with the mini, with the
With
freaking love,
Yeah.
Oh,
you were
yeah.
sitting here.
Yeah.
And then
I
I
got
seen
him.
you on your video. 'Cause I just,
Yeah.
I'm not too much into computer stuff, but I saw your page and I seen you ran him. And
Yeah, I
so
drew him
how did,
first.
How did
Yeah.
that go? Was that a testing too?
Oh, that was his truck?
Yeah.
No, that
Yeah,
was
that
a,
was Tom's.
Yeah, that was a test. Yeah, he said that he lost first round because I mean everything. Anyway, yeah. So,
That was a pretty bad draw.
yeah,
Anyways.
yeah. He didn't say nothing about that, but he said he lost. But
Yeah. Well,
But,
I mean, he drew you. I mean, you got a lot of
yeah,
time.
We got him.
And I'm like, oh.
I know we got him by quite a bit.
it was pretty good because he was still set up for radials and.
Yeah, from the other
That's
event.
Because he
Looked
said he was coming down the return road. He said his truck was just.
He made a good pass
And
at
he
the
goes-
end of the day.
Yeah. So he did some shock adjustments and anyway.
That truck's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
It can be fast in the street.
And,
I don't know if he's
and
down
by the
for it or
way,
not.
that was all motor. By the way,
That was all motor?
yeah, that was a nice.
Yeah, he's one of
That's
those.
what every
I had to
French
run
guy says.
Astin on fucking 7 cylinders. 'Cause I
Yeah.
didn't have enough time. Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
I thought it was 6.
No, it was
Oh.
actually 6.5.
Oh, okay, okay.
he said I thought it was 6.
If you look at my throttle linkage, it's all
Yeah.
fucked up.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Uncle Jeff
no.
put that shit on.
Why don't you check out the photos?
Yeah,
No way.
it wasn't even opening all
Bro,
the
if
way
I had a
up.
Mustang, I'd be a second faster than you.
Fucking throttle's like 3/4 of the way open on the
What, your
dialogue.
carburetor's not open all the way? Christ.
I got 2 butterflies that don't open.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn.
So yeah, Thomas, he was like, okay, I'll go out there and try that.
Yeah.
But, so he'll probably be out there again, but
His
he'll
last
make
pass looked pretty good.
Yeah,
he'll
yeah,
make
good
some
pass.
adjustments and so. But going back to the event, we got 3 classes. Now, Seaver's got an event in January.
Yeah, January 30th.
January
we'll start
30th.
promoting that
Okay, so
once
yeah.
this one's over.
Okay, so that was gonna be the next roll into. So That is that going to kind of roll into your guys' monthly event, or is it just going to y'all going to have another one?
If we do, I don't know if we're gonna do anything in January.
Yeah, since he's got that going on.
Well, it's gonna be that's supposed to be the coldest month.
His is starting line though, right?
Yeah, his is gonna be starting line. He already got the rules posted.
Gotcha.
Always
So
changing.
you guys are gonna be
We'll be there
the
for
Sunday
that.
top end stuff from
So-
from the run.
This
time it's gonna be
Have fun.
Saturday.
Yeah, the one
Saturday,
is-
but
yeah.
but well, weekend I guess we'll call weekend. But it's gonna be your normal, like if you were on the street, come over.
When I started doing it was I had to work usually on Saturdays. So Sunday was my day off.
Okay.
But also usually we were on the street Saturday. So we would have a list night or something Saturday night or Friday night. Back then it was Friday night. We would do a little bit of testing Saturday, and then we would have Sunday morning to try and go win. But this time it'll be on a Saturday, and it's really just, hey, I'm going to be out there with my car.
Yeah,
If you want to come run,
just do it.
come out.
It's just a hangout. Not
That's how
not
it kind of
the-
started, and now it's this. And now it's like, hey, if you want to come make passes all day, do it in between rounds.
Yeah.
After first round, it's just pay for a tech card. That's it,
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah, it's cool. No pressure, no
Yeah,
times.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like show up. So
Yeah.
like you were saying that
It's just laid- it's laid
audience is
back.
showing up. That's
Yeah.
not the concern. Yeah.
It's cool. There was this dude I seen from the roll racing scene. I haven't seen him in like 6-7 years. I saw him out there. I said, "Man, what are you doing?"
Is that
here?"
right?
Yeah, he's like, "Man, I heard it was just $20. Come make some hits in the big end. And I want to come race in the street." I'm like, "Oh shit, all right,
Corvette.
come on." Yeah, the Corvette.
Yeah, when you change the atmosphere up to a more relaxed setting,
Yeah,
you know, it's
Yeah.
not like, oh man, someone will change it to Boston. Nah, I don't know. You know, when
Yeah.
you change it to a normal setting, it really gets people comfortable, and you know, they ain't got to worry about it. I've never been to I've never ran, with the tree or
right, and they're worried about
or
the slip.
I don't know. I'm gonna
Yeah.
feel, and that makes it really comfortable. That's why I really started liking when you posted that up for Sunday. I'm like, wow, that's a spinoff because this big event didn't happen. Then this is just like, come hang out, let's do
Yeah,
it.
if you can make
And
it.
I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
let's see how that goes.
And that's like our list night stuff.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's no pressure. You know, if you want to come out and make some hits, you want to
Yeah.
do some grudge races, you never
Right,
raced in the
yeah.
street, you want to see how it goes, no problem. There's no buy-in, no money. It's just for fun. Really,
Yeah.
the list is just for pride, and it's really like to make each other faster
Yeah.
and get faster for like out of town
Yeah.
races, or if people come in from out of town and we can fuck them up.
And,
Right.
and now the stick shift and the slow class, bring your Corvette,
Yeah,
bring your Hellcat.
yeah,
You run good. You like to, you want to learn how to run side by side from it. Bring your stuff. There's no pressure.
exactly. Just
bring
run it. There's no
what
slip
was
you
the
got to worry
race
about.
that Casey Cruz beat Brad Williams and he won like $1,500 because someone put a bunch of money on top.
That was me.
That was
you.
I put all the money on.
Casey's like, I won one race. Fucking.
He drew. There was 3 cars. So
Yeah.
that was the last time we did a modern.
Yeah.
There was actually 5 cars in that class, and you had to
There was
have.
5.
You had to have
I was
power.
pumping them up too.
You had to have power steering, AC, full
Oh,
interior
crap, yeah.
on a hard tire.
Yeah.
And Casey ended up winning that one. It was Casey, Brad, my buddy from New Mexico. What was his name?
The one that died.
The one that just passed away.
Oh, no.
I can't remember
Oh
his name.
damn.
Fuck, what was
That
it?
guy. Oh, Faustino.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Faustino. And who else was there?
I wasn't there for that race. I was out of town.
Were you?
No,
But
I
basically,
wasn't
like, you put a class on, it brings out certain people. Like,
Yeah.
there. that can't fit in any other
Yeah.
Right,
place.
yeah.
Now, yeah, Brad. You mentioned Brad. Me and Brad. I mean, we're always like in the middle of some dark area somewhere. Just. Are you running today? Nah, I'm just watching. Just. Did you bring something? Nah, just gonna check it out.
There's a real infamous list night occurrence where he blocked the list, and now there's a rule for him.
For list blocking,
Yeah.
we call it the Brad rule. Thanks, Brad.
Oh my God.
Dustin Carter races with us from Lavernia. He's got at the time it was a nitrous
Yeah.
LS.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it was LSX, right?
It was, I don't know.
It was the LS with nitrous. It was fast.
Mhm.
And he drove all the way over here to race Brad. and Brad didn't have his car.
He bought his little third gen fucking Trans Am, but he's like, I ain't fucking racing you tonight.
He's like, no,
Oh,
I
man.
want to race for the spot. And Dustin was so pissed. He's like,
That's
I'll
the
fucking
street.
drag your
That's
ass.
the way
He fucking drove an hour and a half back home, said, fuck you,
Oh
fuck
my
this.
God.
Drove. I'm like, damn. I'm like, man, we got to change the rules a little bit.
Yeah, no, you gotta. What is
See,
it? The
Brad,
what is it? The
Brad
breakout.
rule.
It's basically like if you no call, no show, or you
Yeah.
show up without your car, then
Yeah.
it's like you not being there. Like you're off. You're not off the list, but you're moving. People are gonna pass
Yeah.
you. Like, but if you say like, I think it's like I got it written down as like 24 hours. Like, hey, I'm not gonna be there.
Some
At
kind of-
least you don't waste people's
least.
time.
Some
Yeah.
kind of punk out rule? Or
Yeah, it's just
whatever,
like
I mean.
we're pretty lenient on it as far because like the list is just for fun. It's not serious.
Yeah.
It's not for money.
Yeah.
So like we got a couple guys that aren't going to come to this next one, and they're already telling us, hey, I'm not going to be there. It's me and my girl's fucking anniversary
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, all right, cool. But with people like him, just don't show up, or he's in fucking Dallas all of a sudden, man, fuck you, you're getting passed. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're number one.
Hotel swimming.
I'm racing now.
Yeah, you're just falling down. So,
Hey, so one thing I was gonna ask. So, is this still without really glorifying or anything like that? But do you guys still have a who's king of the streets now?
Yeah.
we have a trophy.
Tomatoes won.
Yeah, he's number one. We got a big Kevin that was here last night built a big ass trophy. He built a trophy that's probably this tall off the ground.
Yeah.
It's got a crown on the top. It lights up. Says ATX Dig. It's got a bunch of spark plugs on top. Looking like a crown.
Holding it.
Yeah.
There's not that many that pop up in the last 30 years, I guess, that will hold that here in Austin, that will hold that freaking, that people will actually say, yeah, that's the dude.
Number one.
Because there'd be some times where another guy would be winning forever, and is he, man, hell, fuck no, that man, nah, not that dude, you know.
Yeah.
And for the longest, it was his dad. You know, and
King of the
Jimmy,
chumps or the
what do you
fucking
think Jimmy had it
fairies.
for the longest?
Jimmy had it for a while.
Yeah, Jimmy had it for a long ass time.
Every
Jimmy had
time
it for
I've
like
asked
3
them
years.
about Jimmy, I wonder if y'all saw Jimmy, y'all would know him. But
You probably know him.
Jimmy had it for the longest time when I first came out.
Yeah, Jimmy, and that was like what I was talking about earlier, like the flipping. Jimmy had it for like 2 years or something, and then or maybe 3 years, and you know, then all of a sudden Steve came around with his Colorado, beat Jimmy. And then he comes out of nowhere, finally sprays his fucking Camaro, and the timing's working. He's number one.
Yeah.
And then Alvarado comes out of fucking nowhere.
Alvarado, yeah.
I've heard about him from, you know, the Stone Age. He comes out of nowhere, runs right up the fucking list, makes him blow his fucking motor up at St. Elmo. And, you know, then he wanted to race him. Big drama with that.
Oh, this guy and Alvarado, they went at it for a while. That was
We call it we call it the guacamole race because tomato and avocado.
oh shit, that's a new one.
Yeah, that's why he hates fruits and vegetables.
That for a while, that dude was like my bad luck charm.
Yeah, me too. I raced Alvarado backtrack.
The weirdest shit would
Alvarado had my
happen.
number.
I got a weird bad luck with that
You
guy.
couldn't make it up.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
was-
everybody that raced him, like,
Yeah.
they'd forget to have their nitrous on, their fucking turbo shit, the boost line would pop off, it'd lay over, the car would just shut
I
off.
think
It was
Alvarado
like,
fucked you up more than he fucked me up.
I only raced him twice. So I raced him on what we call Scorpion Road. It was at the end of the night. It was list night. I had to race Brad that night. And not too many people. Everybody had already left because it was already like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at the top of the road waiting for him. And he finally pulls up and we flip and I win.
that's when it took like an hour to adjust the suspension. He put bags in the fucking back, did all, because he made one pass and it was terrible. He was all over the road.
Yeah.
We thought he left. He comes back all of a sudden down the road. Like,
hour later.
what did you do?
So I win the coin toss, and he's like, "You're sure you're gonna take the right lane?" And you know, of course you're gonna fucking win. You're gonna take the right lane.
Oh,
and I'm like, you know what? You can have the right lane. I'll take the left. And we fucking went around him at the end.
And to his head.
And then I guess he swapped motors after that.
Yeah,
And then it was no matter. I raced him twice, and just the weirdest shit would happen. Like the fucking transmission leakage would fall. It would
Bind up.
at the shift. It would go into neutral, and it's like, what the fuck?
That's like the oddest, weirdest thing.
Power
that's
guy's
like
not
the
supposed to
ratio.
do that.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, fucking
Shit cable.
CO2
Fucking Gumby
lines.
texts me. He's like, Alvarado beating y'all up out there, huh?
Oh,
We got
yeah.
beating y'all up. And I'm like, fuck you too, Gumby.
Does he even come out and race now? Gumby?
No.
Last time I saw him out, he was helping Sievert like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, he's the tune on the supercharger.
Yeah, and that was I haven't seen him. That's been 2016, 17.
Yeah, he's
Someone
he's pretty busy.
Edgar posted that video of that rollover.
Oh yeah, that was the last time I seen him was the time he rolled it over. Sievert, we were down
The
there in
first
Houston.
time?
Yeah, when he rolled the red car.
Yeah.
He fucking rolled that thing on the big end. He said the throttle got stuck, but Sievert don't lift. He fucking was in it to win it. Racing some Mustang.
I had a friend back then. He had an El Camino.
He didn't live.
Brian, I know you're listening. He had an El Camino with the damn bug catcher too.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a little linkage. You know,
Those,
hook it up.
those are notorious for hanging linkage.
They are. They're horrible. And I told him, I said, dude, you don't want to have that like that. He's not. It works.
It'll be all right.
You don't want that. It's gonna do this, and then you ain't gonna be able to. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him. I said, was it that damn bug catcher dude? The thing locked up? Nah, it was me. Not whatever. I don't know what the story was, but I'm like, what are the odds, man?
Mm-hmm. You called it.
They were off. The butterflies were off that sucker. The next time I saw it, and I'm like, man, I'm not gonna ask.
Yeah,
him,
you
but
can slide them things around. Just it's
horrible.
a Mr. Gasket
Yeah.
bird catcher.
Yeah.
But I mean, they look cool as shit. They actually do. They actually catch a lot of air, but
Wow.
you don't want that. Damn.
Yeah, I'd rather have less air than not crash because my shit's stuck open. You know. But yeah, I mean, that was
So
last
you
time
were
I seen
there that
Gumby.
time, and
Fuck
so,
yeah.
So Siebert had that car out like it wasn't long. He was fucking up, dented up quarter, whatever roof. Fuck it, we're gonna.
He just like
Yeah.
he
Window
didn't get
knocked
no
over.
new body. He kind of pushed the fucking body off the
All I see
cage
in
and
that
called it a
video,
day.
He's like, oh, you know, just I mean, hands up in the air.
Yeah.
holding
Well,
on
hell,
to-
it was a few weeks ago. Our last list night, he crashed the fucking Camaro.
Yeah.
that was crazy.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
we talked about
They
it.
were
Yeah.
racing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the
Yeah,
big
you're
end.
racing him, right? You're
Yeah.
racing.
Yeah.
It's like whatever he hit, it's like, man, what did he hit? Like a telephone pole? No, it's like a stop sign.
Just a little.
It was a
normal
little
sign.
2-inch sign. Like
It
it
did a
fucked.
lot of damage.
Because I couldn't see his car because where I'm at, I'm really
Yeah.
far off the road. There was like trees in the way, and I knew that he went off the road, so I'm already running down the embankment trying to get to him. I hear boom. I'm like,
He's
oh
our,
no.
He's our finish line guy, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm thinking he hit because there's like a concrete wall down there. I'm like, man, he just hit a concrete wall and he's fucked up, rolled it, something.
Yeah, something.
So I'm fucking huffing it up this
Yeah.
embankment, down the embankment. I get up to the road and I hear big block fires up. I'm like,
Fucking driving it back.
I'm like, oh, he's still alive. And I mean, he fucking comes up out of the grass and the mud because it had just rained like all week. So
Yeah.
that's probably what saved it from rolling over. He just
Yeah.
spun around and hit the sign. And he comes back, and I'm like, I seen it kind of coming towards me. I'm like, man, it doesn't look right. And it goes by me, and I see the whole right side of the car is jacked up. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And
he hasn't had that car very long. I mean,
No.
and it was running really good.
You know what? That thing, like when he first came out, it's a big motor. It's a fucking mountain motor. I don't know what it is, but it's got 2 fucking carburetors that are this big around, big fucking like 2.5-inch primaries, big
That's
runners, big motor.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of, a lot to control. But he got with the right guys that are tuning that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That bitch is fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shock the fuck out of him. I know that.
Yeah.
With this big single turbo car. And all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I got Seaver. And then fucking he hit like his 12th kit and was like, brah! Right up on him, yeah.
Behind me, in front of me, in like a second.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going
He
on?
saw it too in Dallas. They
He
raced in the
said
semifinals.
he hit the 12th kit.
I met up with Sievert in Dallas, and I was like, as soon as I meet Sievert and DFW move a lot, and the roads were out, I was like, I think I can take Sievert on this road.
Yeah.
Bam, cops show up, we go to a concrete road, and I'm like,
Fast road.
damn it.
You raced him in Victoria too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the road one of our friends went like a 5:30 off the trailer one night. Never seen the road, and he's like, that road's fucking fast.
Is that right?
He's seasoned though, man. He's a seasoned racer.
Yeah.
You know,
I told Sievert before, and I wanted to do this with him, just fucking around, but I'm kind of serious. Because I always meet him in the semis or the finals, and I'm like, let's switch drivers and cars.
oh,
I'll drive your car, you drive my car.
What?
That'd be why he's like, just show me that scramble button. I'm like,
That's what he said that
That's
time.
what
we
he
was on.
said.
goes,
Show
I
me
don't
how to
care
click
what
it,
is.
push it, something.
He goes, I'm
Yeah.
on the brake, just hit me that scramble button. That's all I need.
but he's wild enough. I bet he would.
Oh
Hell yeah, he
on
would.
the
I bet
fucking
he would
brake.
be like, I'll drive that motherfucker.
Man, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I
he
watched.
would.
We were down at the Monday Night Fights thing years ago. Were you there that night when he raced Edgar? He raced the Jokers. This,
Yeah.
it was, at the time it was a nitrous blazer.
We were trying to. He was supposed to
Yeah,
show
it's
up
the-
Sunday.
Oh, okay.
And so now it's a reschedule. I guess when Sievert's event comes.
Yeah,
in.
so man,
Yeah.
they race and they're 2 psychos. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just crazy,
Oh yeah,
crazy
That'd
white
be a
boys.
good one. So you're an Edgar.
They,
Come on, buddy.
yeah, they went outside like into the grass and
Yeah.
they came back to the middle. They both fucking hit each other,
Oh,
hit
wow.
quarter panels, never lifted. They kept fucking going. Both went back off the road to the on the right and left side and just like I was at the
For how
finish
much
line.
money?
They're racing for like fucking $1,800.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was only like 9 cars,
Repairs
$200.
probably cost $1,800.
That's what I'm saying. Like we could be racing for a lot of money on the street,
Yeah.
which is like 10 grand. That's still not enough to fix a car.
Right.
Like you do that damage to this fucking car, hit that sign like he hit. That's way over fucking
That's the
$10,000
only- That's
damage.
the only drawback to the old track cars that are really, really fast, but because this track is so safe to keep the car safe,
Right.
it really would hurt the pocket, man. If
Yeah.
one of these cars.
Yeah,
got
and
hit,
you know, we said it before. Like that's the risk we take. You know,
Yeah.
it's a conscious decision what you
Yeah.
decide to do. But you know, Sievert, he's diehard. I mean, you know, he had
the
the
mentality's
Monty,
there.
you had the Camaro. You know, that accident's not gonna hold him down. He's gonna come.
No,
back
it's
out.
life. That's
Yeah,
life. It's
you know,
just
that's
life.
the way it
That's,
is.
you
and,
want to race street.
It's part of what we do. It's
Yeah.
like not,
You
it's
know
not
it. You know it
if,
very well because
Yeah.
you're in the seat right now.
it's not it's not if, it's when.
It's just
And like
one
our
thing.
our
Yeah.
joke is, it's like, man, y'all racing at the track. It looks dangerous
Yeah.
with all those walls. Like, yeah, that's our street race
Yeah,
joke.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we can slide off the road for a really long time and not hit
Yeah.
anything, or we can hit a lot of things. You know, it depends where
Yeah.
you're at.
So you're so the Trans Am, that is a show car. It is nice.
Yeah, Justin.
Oh,
it's
Justin's-
real nice.
Justin's car's
Yeah,
super nice.
Yeah,
Justin's
it's I don't know if they're going to take it to PRI. They were talking about it, but I think he's going to go to our buddy Jason
Yeah.
Flores,
Yeah.
Straight Line. He's got a race. He does Winter Meltdown in Wichita.
Oh,
That's this weekend,
that's
isn't it?
right,
Yeah,
this
it's this
weekend. Yeah.
I won't be there. I'm letting the car take a week off.
Letting the car take a week
Right.
off. It's not me, it's the car. It's break.
He'll be there. But yeah, it's super clean. It looks like a show car.
It is a
and
show
it's
car.
Fucking
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Me and Josh were looking at
It's
it,
light.
over like the last couple of, maybe a year or two, I don't know. And I'm like, hey, Josh, because he's got a WSL, a real WSL. I said, Josh, man, check out this car, man. He's gone through it. It's painted, and Josh is like, I'm like, hey, do you want to chop the frame in the front and put one on? He's like, well,
It's too front.
man,
Yes.
we can't. Wait a minute. Why do you want to take the AC out of it? And I'm like, well, if you want to go fast, you want to scratch your arm again in there, changing plugs and
Ain't no room in an F body.
so confusing,
Yeah, his car is all
Take
the-
everything out.
His is pretty easy to move in there now.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, there's nothing to it. It's a race car. It's
That's
perfect.
the only thing I hate about F bodies, man. I never would put nitros on my old car because I could
Change
never
the
get
plugs.
The plugs, man.
Yeah, forget
Every
about it.
Mustang dude could go out there and say, "Oh yeah, well, we're going at it."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
have you
you
seen
got
my
the damn
shit?
cat.
You're all like, I need 3 elbows to get
I
under
need a
the number 7
weekend.
plug.
I need a weekend. I'll be back.
I don't know if you've seen that picture, but it was going around a while back.
Yeah.
But it's a Camaro, Forest Camaro, in someone's driveway
Yeah.
on like 3 jack stands on some
Going from the
Yeah.
bottom.
sketchiest shit
Yeah.
ever, and it's like nothing to see here, just changing the spark plugs.
Yeah, the edges of the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got worse when I put long tubes on my car. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, really? Damn, even So I cursed F bodies for the longest, and then why'd you get rid of your car? I said, well, my brother has it. I mean, you want to go get it back from him? And then he's like, you want the car back? I'm like, nah, I don't want that freaking LT one. So we get another Swan thing, and it's gonna be easier. Nah,
No.
same shit.
Yeah.
So you can have it, Josh.
There's just no Optispark you
It's
got to worry
yours,
about.
buddy. Yeah. So I don't know. He likes cars, so he's really considering going into that. When I told him about the slow class,
Oh,
I said, hey, you've got a spot to race your car now.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
pretty much what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Just
Hell yeah.
stock style. I mean, like on the street,
Entry
we
level.
let all-wheel drive cars in because they're still slow at that
Right.
that
At
level.
that
There's
level,
There's
yeah.
there's an M3 that races with us. There's an Audi. They call him Battleship. I can't remember that dude's name.
Mark.
Yeah, there you go. Those are both all-wheel drive
Yeah.
cars. They are allowed into the slow car. I think there was even a track car. Was there a track car?
No, he didn't go to the slow car. He came out to list night a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
and it really doesn't matter what type of tires you have because it's a top.
You can run with that. It just
Well, it's a top end. You're not
small-
going to destroy too much. So
Yeah.
Small tire rule. It's
Yeah.
small tire rule for 29.5, 10.5 is the max
yeah.
for small tire, slow car, and stick shift.
So there you go, guys. Man, you guys with the street car clubs that go to the car shows and man, go to
Yeah,
Little
come out
River
to
on
this
this
event.
event. Come check it out. There ain't no pressure for you to show up, man.
Test
Get
and
some
tune.
McDonald's and go have some
Yeah.
fun.
It's low buy-in. It's only like $120
It's
to buy in both
120
classes.
bucks. Yeah, it's
Slow
120
classes.
bucks. 20.
What's the
for
payout?
technical card.
Was there gonna be like a guaranteed payout, or is it gonna be a per pot? What the
It's
pot
gonna be
is? What the
per
pot is? Yeah.
And usually
100%
we get
payout.
enough to where it's
Yeah, pretty good decent
worthwhile.
amount. I mean,
Yeah.
last time 17 cars. Hey man, buy
It
in.
was $3,400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, can't
Shoot,
beat
that
that crap. Can't beat that with a
Drink one of your
stick.
hippie beers.
Flat tire.
So yeah, so awesome. I do dig it because, like I said, we do see it getting some traction, and you guys are already ahead of the game. Y'all guys are doing it, and we always say it. Or I do that. Class racing is kind of going in it's in a different direction.
It's in a different direction. It's
And,
just spun differently.
Well, it's like
the
he
same
said.
thing.
It's like, all right, these are the rules. How can I fuck these rules
Exactly.
the best way?
Even
In
with
my
y'all and Skinny and John and that
Yeah.
whole pro team, they're fucked.
Well, like I said, yeah. I mean,
Y'all
they're
have-
running
y'all have
limited, right?
Cocteau and them on here,
Yeah.
they're like, man, what do we do?
Yeah, they're running a limited 275, right? Ralph and John and all
Right.
that.
You got to have a whole pro
and
team.
I
for
did
that
see
shit.
them kind of coming in. They were doing they did no time in Ennis there one time, so they got to get in where it fits, kind of like me,
Get
right?
in where you fit in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got to get there's something that's going to fit everybody, and it's just a matter we just got to find it. Because like I said, I don't see nothing coming back anytime soon.
Yeah,
as
for
far
the,
as
for the
class.
while there, you post up on your page and
Yeah.
hey, what do you think about an event like this? And it
Yeah.
just wouldn't grab traction. It was
Yeah.
not what people wanted to do. And then
Yeah.
you guys, not just you guys, but
Right.
the no prep, something pops up and it's like,
Yeah.
man, there's a lot more cruising
Yeah.
into this.
Well, the thing that I think that got that
Yeah.
was that if you see the pots.
Yeah,
That always draws a lot of
That's what
attention.
people see a pot of $5,000, 3,400, or if they see a class race in 1,000.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Well, that's what Ralph told me one time. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm going out here and rate, and we used to dog Ralph all the time when Sleeper was winning big.
Yeah.
Sleeper's going out and winning these big pots, and Ralph with his, we don't even like talk
Protein.
about how much
Yeah,
expensive
high dollar,
Ralph's
yeah,
car is,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Billy
yeah.
and then we're like, Podunk Sleeper's winning fucking more pots on
Yeah.
the street.
yeah,
than,
yeah, and that's what it comes down to. I mean, you go look at.
It's
Limited.
crazy. And
Yeah.
it's not fair, but it's just
That's the way it
is
is.
what it is.
But
Yeah.
it did come toward attraction because I said it too that
Yeah.
the street outlaws. I mean, they bought it's a different crowd, and I want to say because it's always been there, right? We've always been
Yeah,
street races.
yeah.
It just kind of gained traction with that
It's like
show,
it's
and
like
then
I
everything morphed off it. Whatever you guys are doing,
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing your thing. The No Time, the Grudge.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's at now. I mean,
No, that show,
that's the
the
spot.
show really just opened it up. I mean, for everybody to say, "Wow, that's badass," and then you got the ones that I don't like to talk about. These dudes, this audience, they're just watching it to see somebody wreck.
Yeah. That's
I
like
hate-
watching NASCAR. People do that shit.
That's-
too.
yeah,
Watching
That's
the
it.
wrecks.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
that excitement, but
Yeah.
I see it it brought a different crowd of people, which
Yeah.
helped boost up some of the attendance and what people like to go watch. They come out and
Yeah.
watch it, and
In our side of the world, it's like so. No Time. Right now, what is it? Fucking 484. I thought that was a fucking index. It's board
dude,
space.
that's
Horse
that's
space.
horse
Yeah,
racing, dude.
Fuck me up, too.
Dude, them motherfuckers are
I was
flying.
like, these
now.
guys. I was like, that looks a
motherfucker.
lot faster than
Yeah.
484.
Yeah,
Fucking
'cause,
30-second
you know, when
cars.
you get into the 5-inch bore space, that's mountain. That's like
You
800,
can, it's
900
like
plus.
7 something.
Yeah,
is
7
how
something.
big
So
you can go.
484 is like your 632s, and so
That's like
if you-
minimum.
If you
Yeah.
see them motherfuckers,
For sale, 5-inch bore,
and
Atomic
I
Dog.
want to give a shout out to
$9.59.
I want to give a
Yeah.
shout out to Taylor Lasher,
Yeah.
TRE, because he picked up some bad 44s.
Yeah.
Hey, help me out. But you're like, that's the index. No, that's the bore
Yeah.
space.
The same thing.
Yeah.
You've got that taken
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
You've got
yeah,
No
that's-
Time, and you got also all glass on the track
Yeah,
side.
Yeah.
right,
On
right,
the
right.
street, on the street racer side, the no prep side, you've got backtrack. You've got like Little River, but shittier surface,
Gotcha.
and then sometimes they race backwards. That's where all the money is right now.
Yeah.
So a lot
You
of
see
guys.
that pretty good games.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can win. What do you win NHRA Pro Mod? Fucking like
I got you.
$3,000.
Yeah.
And
I know, man.
Dig or Die.
What
I
did
was about
Georgia
to say.
pay out?
Dig or Die is this weekend. I think
It's
it's
50
like
grand, isn't
It's
it?
more. I think it's more than that.
$100,000. That's a top end,
That's
no
a
prep
sh-
bullshit. That's shitty
Yeah.
service, but it's a
And
big car
Georgia
count.
pays $5,000 to win.
Yeah, who the hell wants to go to
275.
that?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you were a smart man,
There's guys that just build cars. Like my buddy Mattarelli.
Yeah.
His car is just set up for the shitty surface backtrack stuff
Damn.
to make the money. But he comes on concrete or a decent asphalt road, he's gonna get fucked up.
And you got to think like per dollar, it costs way less to
Right.
build like a top end small tire
Right.
car than like Ralph's X275
Yeah.
limited insane fucking
I've seen
car.
that car come a long way, and
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
ah, man, that thing is just how much.
Yeah,
money
we're
is
dogging him pretty hard, but he's also.
No, I like that car.
No, I'm saying
I
this
can't
car's
afford- I
bad.
can't afford it. I just
Yeah.
can't afford it.
But you know,
Bad.
even like in the let's just kind of limited. You know, you go back a couple years of 470 was
Yeah.
you could, but now those guys are in the 50s and I want to say
470
maybe
is
40,
like a
40s.
bump.
Yeah, so every time you go ET, that's just your money. You just need that much money. And
Yeah.
you go to those fucking you go to Dutch race, it's like fucking stackers everywhere,
Yeah.
deep pockets. You know,
It's
so it's
just
like you
money.
Can't, you can't. I can't.
$500,000 race team for one
Yeah.
car.
Those are the ones that I just like to watch on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean,
I love it.
the thing
Sometimes
that I've sought, always said
Yeah.
is that the class here is for everybody. It's for
Yeah.
anybody.
You
I
got
mean,
like
you don't have
a-
to have the deep pocket.
Yeah,
You got
and
like
that's what, and you know what?
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys actually make this podcast work too. Because are we ever gonna get those big names to come out here?
Probably not.
Oh no,
Hey, no,
that's,
no.
you
This
know,
is
I
CenTex.
need to be on
That ain't
Discovery
popular.
Channel.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
We had some pretty wild cars out for our New Year's race.
Yeah. Oh,
we
yeah.
Had, we had Boosa GT, Mean Green. We had the
Yeah.
On the Gas guys from Houston. I mean, we had some pretty
Okay.
badass names out on the street.
Well, so that
Real street.
so that's
Yeah.
even I like that. Upon to our next
Yeah.
the thing about you said the New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to talk in too much detail, but so that's going to be something going on this year. That goes on every year.
Every year.
Tradition.
It started as just like it was.
Let's bring in a New Year's.
Yeah, it was like New Year's 2018, so like 17 into 18. And it was like, man, let's do something for New Year's, just some race.
Right.
No, it was like $50 buy-in, no tire limit, but just have fun. It was like 2 days before New Year's. Had 8 cars show up. It was cool. It was fun. It was daytime. We never raced during the day really. So
we started in the morning.
That's different.
because it's a holiday, nobody's working. You know?
Yeah.
We started at like 9 or 10 in the morning. I'm like, man, that went off pretty
Oh,
good.
good shit.
So like the next year we did it. It was daytime again. I mean, we met at fucking. What was it like?
It was 7.
It was whatever. He was still fucked up from New Year's Eve. Tomato wasn't really a
didn't make it
hardcore
that
racer yet. He was like, with this 750 Fox body, out there like, yeah, I want to
Sick
race.
on the fumes.
Yeah, and then he was knocked out. But yeah, that was another time him and Sievert went to the finals.
Yep.
And then I'm like, damn. Well, we don't really have any more spots to do daytime stuff. And over the course of that 2 years, we got
Right.
way faster, so we
Right.
couldn't use that original spot.
Right.
So now it's like a nighttime thing, but it's big buy-in. It's $500 buy-in this year. We had 30 cars
That's
last
a
year.
lot.
It's,
Yeah.
I don't even want to pay that.
You
But
fool
I'm gonna pay it.
liar.
What was
I don't
that
wanna pay it
pot?
either.
What was the
The
pot?
one last year, it was we did a $330 buy-in. 30 went to security. We had 3 security
Okay.
people, so split 10 among
Gotcha,
them.
gotcha.
They made good money that night. And the pot was like $9,900 because this dude from New Mexico came and he just threw $300 in the pot.
9,900.
Ray.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Ray.
need security?
Yeah, yeah.
You want us to sit out there at this table and
Yeah.
talk,
So
Hey, y'all wouldn't want to because it was 20 degrees.
I was
It
gonna
was
say
so
probably
cold.
fucking miserable.
but
Fucking
Frozen.
cold.
but that,
I'll
that
get my ankleless trailer out there.
Yeah.
We'll fucking get
yeah, that race was crazy though. I mean, we had so many fast cars. We had 30 cars, and there was like there's people banging doors out there, going bottom
If
fives
y'all
on the
haven't
street.
seen that video, it's
Nah, send me the link. That
Oh,
way
yeah.
we can.
that video.
Hector's
is-
video.
That's what I'm saying. That's the other thing is that a lot of people. I shut you not. Edgar, he texted me earlier. He's like, dude, where do I find these videos? And I'm like, this is a seasoned racer. He's asking me, and I'm like, dude, I'm in the same pot with you trying to figure out what these videos are. Let's send some links.
share that link. I mean,
Yeah, I'll send it.
yeah.
His
Well,
buddy
I mean,
from New Mexico came in and filmed the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean it was like a 45-minute long video. I mean it was.
He does interviews, so you
Dark
can
Side
talk
Production-
to some
Dark
of the
Side Performance.
drivers.
damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
it was crazy though. Like we had and it was so cold that night. It was New Year's last year. Like New Year's Eve was like 70 degrees. New Year's Day night was 29 degrees.
So-
30-mile-an-hour winds.
What do you call the name of the event, and what is it called on the video?
So it's just ATX New Year's Trash Days. You can look it up on YouTube.
Instead of cash days, we don't want to rip, or he don't want to rip off
Of course.
Yeah,
his daddy.
Yeah.
just look up Dark Side
What are you
Performance. Fuck off. Dark Side Performance. My boy
Libby's
Hector.
more like an uncle. His dad would be. There's a guy named Dan Lee out in Dallas. That'd be his dad.
Doppler Dad. Yeah, he's my daddy. That's him. You got it.
Weatherman.
Weatherman
Okay,
Dan.
cool deal. Well,
But
man,
no, yeah, our New Year's thing is like a tradition now. It's we just
So that is going to be popping off this year, right? So
Being,
We don't have to go into a lot of
being
details.
Victoria for that.
Now, everybody just wait to see the videos.
yeah,
Mexico.
wait to see the videos. Cause I said just
$500 buy-in is gonna bring all the real fuck motherfuckers
Yeah.
out, and even me, I'm like 500. God,
That's
damn.
he says that, but he won the last cash days we did. We had dudes come from Louisiana, North
Sponsored
Texas,
by
South
Budweiser.
Texas.
Yeah, he beat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sponsored by Budweiser.
In Marlboro.
Yeah. Exactly. He
It's
ran
not
everybody
fucking
over.
hippie fat tire trash beer or whatever.
Is this fat tire or flat tire now? I don't even know.
It don't matter. It's going down, right? So,
Yeah.
well, so I mean, yeah. So yeah, you're right. I mean, that buy-in's going to bring a lot of people out because that pot's going
It
to
actually
big.
turns a lot of people away. I've already got like man, that's a lot. I don't know if I can swing
man.
it, but
It
I'll
kinda-
let you know. It's hit or miss.
hit or miss.
Yeah. I mean, I don't, for like the slow car shit, it's like $100 buy-in. But like faster car stuff, I want to keep like the cars that don't belong there out.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
guys
of
that just
course.
want to get in to
Yeah,
race.
of
It's like,
course.
man, you're kind of just getting in the
Yeah,
way.
you
No,
just-
you're
You got a lot of those
outclassed.
guys.
Right.
Yeah. You got to bring in some money because you got a car that you're not just gonna bring it out and then race some.
How long does this, like, let's say if you do have 30 cars, I mean, what's that, 5 hours, 6 hours?
It really depends.
I mean, I know
Like,
it depends. You
if
gotta
we stay
move.
at one spot, yeah, we could do it in about 4 or 5 hours. But this year, we only took so long because we had like 3 wrecks. Because,
Oh, man.
you
Got
know,
a tow truck there.
yeah, we actually did have a tow truck there. It was great. But,
Oh, yeah, did have one. There was
yeah, there was a guy that was
A
like,
buddy
he was
of
watching.
ours. He's
There.
Josh. I know the dudes.
Yeah.
I know how to get a hold of him.
I got you.
But anytime he's like, "Hey, y'all need
Just come
me to
out.
go out there, just let me
Shit,
know.
they-
I'll go.
shit, dude,
I'll go
that's the
sit out
connection,
there."
man.
Yeah.
It's more set up than
But no,
everything.
we had it like,
you got to, man. You got to.
when they weren't crashing, it was going fast.
Yeah,
like
of
we
course.
had at this spot, we had a bunch of room behind the starting line, so we lined everybody
Stack
up. Like
them
the
up
first
there, yeah.
8 pairs, lined them up,
Boom,
and the
boom,
next
boom.
8 pairs, lined them up, and just sent them.
So is there one way down? So the people make a lick, then they got to turn around and drive back.
Just
And
about
then-
every spot, yeah.
And then you got to. Yeah. Okay.
Some spots we have like where you can kind of like loop the block.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's go down, come
Yeah.
back.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean,
Well, that's cool. So this is all private. Daytime.
Not,
So-
Well, it could be
nighttime
nighttime.
now.
So it's nighttime.
We don't have any more daytime
No
spots.
more daytime. Man.
No.
Okay.
that's the criteria. Your car's got to have a headlights, I guess.
Yeah, now please, so we can see it at the finish line and not get run over.
We're trying to get Austin on the part of the no trailer schedule. That it's real big in Oklahoma, Dallas area.
Yeah,
He
we've
actually
You
just
done
went.
you done some no trailer
Yeah,
stuff.
he
right?
got
You gotta-
fucked up. He drove 8 hours to lose. I drove 4 hours to lose. That was the same weekend.
Is that the
Oh,
weekend
that's
that was
the
like
one.
freezing, like cold as
Yep.
hell?
I was in Dallas. He was supposed to be at that race. He went to the no trailer in Oklahoma.
Oh fuck.
He had fucking ice cubes in his
he
radiator.
fucking doesn't know what antifreeze
Fucker
is.
didn't. Oh shit! Good thing it didn't. Wait.
Yeah, it did freeze.
Yep.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Did you
That's
hear-
for another podcast?
Did you? Oh, they didn't crack nothing, did they?
No,
Okay.
I don't know how.
It's fine.
I felt bad. I was like, oh man, at least I didn't drive fucking 8 hours to go out first round.
Man.
Aluminum block or cast iron block?
I made it aluminum. I made first round,
He did.
but I hit a safety cut. It got hot.
No shit. Oh, man.
Oh,
That's
well.
another podcast.
Yeah, it's not
Podcast.
flowing.
Y'all bringing up fucking bad times.
You're running out of beer. You're bringing out. You're running out of beer.
Bringing up bad
Come
times.
back later.
It was
Well,
beer 30 real quick that
Yeah,
day.
cool. Well, I mean, the events are coming down. The New Year's Eve deal sound like it's gonna be popping. We got race on the 17th at Little River. Of course, you got Sievert race, Chris Sievert.
That's
Well,
January.
Yeah,
January.
we'll start promoting that in the group right after this one.
This one, yeah,
Because like I said, I don't know if we're gonna do anything in January. Probably not.
yeah. It is. I mean, it's hit or miss there too, right? I mean, it could be fucking freezing and you can get a fucking snowstorm. You don't know. Right? So.
Yeah. So
And in between all that, we do street shit.
pretty much almost every week.
Doing something.
Doing something.
We're usually always out there. Like we all were testing. It was me, you.
Dwayne.
Who else was there? Dwayne showed up.
Joseph.
Joseph Garza was there, and then Justin. That was that night I told you. We were just all out there fucking
Yeah.
around testing for Little River.
For Little River.
And usually, well, if there's nothing going on,
So
we'll do that.
y'all were gonna go test tonight, but probably another night.
Nah, I'm tired as fuck. And it was. My fucking trucks are leaking oil, so I've been fucking with them all day,
Gotcha.
all day, and I gotta leave here and go do that.
Oh, no
Goddamn
way.
me, Canaan.
You gotta
Yeah,
go.
no.
You gotta go and get. You gotta get your trucks running.
Fuck
They can't be
Cummins.
down, right?
Hey, chill.
But
They blow
yeah,
up nice. They blow up real nice.
we'll end up testing tomorrow or maybe Friday.
Yeah.
The car's pretty. We got.
I mean, and you're testing for some street stuff.
yeah. I mean, even for
the
Buckin
seven-
Fest, we were testing on
Gotcha.
good concrete, and that's just how we do it. Before Sievert's race in January of this year? Or,
Yeah, it was right
Yeah.
after New Year's.
all of the guys running were at our
Street testing.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, we were down
We're-
south. There was like 8 cars there testing for that race. Even track guys were there.
super good concrete spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's only good for 330, so everybody's working on their 60 foot. Cause,
Yeah, you can get some data from that 60, 100,
Fuck
200
yeah.
foot.
at the end of the day, it's still a track.
Right.
No matter if it's no prep or not, it's still going to be better than
Yeah.
any street
Yeah.
you race
Right.
on, unless it's Elmo.
Gotcha.
That spot is
R.I.P.
dead forever. But
It's RIP.
Hey, I've seen bumper dragging wheelies on that road. Stuff I never thought I'd see in Austin.
street?
Unreal. That road is like a fucking holy grail. It was the only fast road we had in town.
Is that the one they put the speed bumps on?
Yeah. That road
It's
is
done, right? Toast.
I mean, you never know.
Never know.
They might disappear.
You
but
never know, but for now,
They
R.I.P.
may come back after
Yeah.
they disappear.
They'll probably come back after they disappear, but
Yeah.
depending on what time they disappear, they
Right.
will for a while.
Yeah, that
Fight
was
back, fight back.
out of
Awesome,
control.
man. Well, dude, like I said, it was we could probably go on.
Yeah, yeah.
We could probably go on forever. And Ashton, Matt,
I can't
Chris.
stand these fucking guys.
Ah, man.
Fuck him. Oh,
It
I wanted
sounded
to
like
say,
you knew everybody for years.
fuck him. Especially fuck him. We don't go to Aviators. Aviators Pizza and Draft House.
Okay,
the worst
no,
fucking
no.
place
Yeah,
on the
so
That
planet.
is the best.
That was talked about.
That's
So
our number
that's your
one-
little. You guys got a little hangout there.
We don't gotta hang out.
Class
Get out of here.
sponsor.
No, we don't go
It
there.
doesn't exist.
No, that place
That
is
piece
fucking
of sucks,
trash.
right?
It sucks. Fucking
So the-
monkey
these
They
dust.
hang out every 2 months there. Three
Nah,
months.
fuck.
No, it's like every
Gotcha.
Wednesday.
No, nah.
He's from the joke is he's from the north. We say
Yeah.
Jersey. He's a goddamn pizza
fucking
expert.
name.
So he's got like you're a thin
He
crust,
knows
right?
pizza.
Yes.
He's the smartest pizza dude in Texas.
I am. I'm a
And
pizza snob.
He didn't like aviators, and he had it, and it was like, this is the fucking best thing I've ever had.
I want to
Pizzas
fucking
have
punch him in the
fajitas
head right
over
now.
here.
Punch that mop right off his fucking emo
Salsa.
head. Take him back Sunday looking ass.
Tomatoes and avocado in my
Fruits and veggies. Eat your fruits and veggies, Astin.
Holy shit.
Oh shit. Well, that's all. Hey, the conversations here we could probably go for
Yeah.
hours, and
Yeah, we'll wrap it up, man.
we're
so you
gonna
guys can get home and go to sleep.
we're definitely gonna have fun with this. But I mean, anytime any of you guys, Matt, we always said feel free to come back because it's definitely I think we're catching some good traction.
Yeah,
Chris,
I'm right down the road now.
welcome.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah,
Ask
every time you got an update,
Yeah, I mean that's the
events,
thing. Like I said, I mean if you
come on
want
down,
to
man.
give a shout out, like I told Matt, like if you got something coming up, typically we do stuff every Monday. But if it's something that has to be put on, we'll make an exception, right? We'll
Sunday,
put it on. Yeah,
Sunday
we
for the
We
Sunday.
can start
weekend
doing
show.
this as promotions.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
call it
Well,
we
that's
call
a-
it the weekend show.
Yeah, we
and
call-
we know we got to put it within the next 2-3 days,
Yeah, we'll
so
do it.
everybody can see
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's the
So-
thing, and that's what we did. When we were
For
doing the
Buckin Fest, yeah.
Mhm.
Fucking
Yeah, so-
rain.
The fucking
Yeah.
rain, y'all.
Yeah, I know, man. We probably jinxed it, but goddamn,
We
it,
kinda knew.
it monsoon. It rained.
We kind of
Oh,
knew it was
motherfucker.
coming already,
Yeah,
anyways.
right.
We're just hoping.
That's why I asked him, like, "Hey, sure is it gonna be?"
Well, I mean, it's a hit or miss
because
because I mean, dude, just like fucking meteorologists, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Dude, there was a
They're
time where
just-
we could never go to San Antonio for like 3 months straight because every time we said, "Hey, we're gonna go up there Friday night,"
Yeah, they don't
and boom,
know.
it rained. We started blaming it on one of our own dudes, like it's you're the bad luck. You know,
Yeah,
you
man.
can't come in.
You're doing the rain
Yeah,
dance.
don't schedule it anymore.
Yeah.
You're the scheduler.
Well,
now. You know what I mean? It was getting crazy.
The
you know?
thing that, like I said, you don't know. Like I said, it was hit or miss. It could have been nice, but unfortunately, it rained with. So
It
anyway,
is what it is.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
right?
the
So-
17th I think is going to be pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
we're going to promote it as best as
Well,
we can.
if you want to come back on, we can ramp it up again. We can do some promotions.
Yep, we
You're
got
going to be
new
more involved in
flyers.
that one, right? Or you can be
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't.
I mean,
he doesn't
you-
track stuff.
No, I'll fuck with his events.
I think you did say that just earlier. You said that you might be helping out because this last one you're
He's
more
trying to get
spectator.
into the slick prep, no time stuff that is hopefully coming back to Little River.
No, I'm not.
Okay, there it is. Cat out the bag there.
One of the things that I wanted to do was, I just wanted to bring in every time there's a new racer that comes up, whether it's a slow car, stick shift car now, or in y'all's class,
Bring Angel.
bring the dude here and get the face associated with the car so that
Yeah.
people always like to see the car.
Mm-hmm.
They like to see it go fast, especially when he wins. But if you don't know who the guy is, then like you're
got-
doing quick,
yeah.
but nobody knows your face until you show up, and everybody's like, "That's the dude with that car." You know, the next time you go to the track,
Oh my God, that's little Nicky.
that's is that Greg? No,
Little Greg, right?
Hey, can I get an autograph from your dad? Yeah, some shit.
You
But
need a picture of my car? I saw you put
I
one for
finally
Brad.
started when he says, "Dude, you don't go to Instagram and check out his pets." And no, I haven't seen him. What's his? How does he go by? You know?
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Dude,
Yeah.
download some photos and post them." So
Yeah,
I
we
finally
did, yeah.
started. But yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing, man. So if you don't have a photo of your car, send me something.
I got one
Don't
for him.
send him fucking shit.
My car ain't ran since 2020.
Don't send
It's a
this
fucking relic.
motherfucker shit.
Man, if it's a Camaro, I like Camaro.
Trans
Trans Am,
That's
step,
right.
it's
F
that
body.
body.
We
F
got a
body.
good one of yours with the struts. It's like, what the fuck am I looking at? Is this
Yeah.
like Camaro or fucking
Is that a box
Box
body?
Did you put down bars in it too? I mean, anyway.
It's
Full
a two
custom
front Camaro.
Baja
It's the
suspension.
weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. It just, it's
Don't
weird.
tell me it's a freaking.
Well,
What is it?
I'll
You
drive.
bought a-
I'll drive it.
you bought a
here.
front clip.
It's a
You bought a
Maverick
front
kit. Hey,
It
there's
is.
a little spot right there. We can park it. We just go around. They're like, hey, he's here.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah, drive that
it
bitch here. Fuck it.
I'll
Bring-
drive
Prove
it
that
here.
these cars are street. Maybe you'll get some people to
His
Yeah.
ass.
say, you know what?
Drive
Tomato
that
can't
bitch
drive his car here.
Fuck no.
If
with
I
this 3
could, technically I
gallons.
could.
Nah, you can't unload it right here and
You
drive
didn't,
it.
you didn't say that.
Fuck
You
yeah.
just said I couldn't drive it here.
Can y'all make
Yeah.
it to VP and come over here?
Yeah.
Astin can, he can. His shit runs on methanol
Yeah.
anyway. They got methanol sitting there at the
Yeah,
pump.
well, I think you said too. You got like a 3-gallon tank. Or
I have a
something.
small cell,
Okay.
yeah.
It's fucking tiny. One run, it's half empty.
Just
Like,
bring.
goddamn.
Just,
It
yeah.
actually depends how much I put in it. But no, 3/4 sometimes.
That's it's weight savings, man. It's weight savings.
Right.
Yeah.
That sucks
Well,
the fuel
all right,
up.
man. So, cool deal. I appreciate you guys coming out. Nice meeting you.
Thanks for having us.
And
Yeah, thank you.
Matt, Astin,
Signing out.
signing out. We're gonna wrap it up, guys, and you guys stay tuned. The episode will be on soon. And be on the lookout for the December 17th.
There'll be a lot
Race.
more stuff coming out about
So we'll get some more
I
event out
got
there.
flyers for days.
Awesome.
So for everybody that's listening, for our 2 people audience, these are the guys that will be always representing ATX. They represent it
ATX
pretty good.
Dig.
We're pretty much out there.
Pretty
every
good.
weekend. Yeah, 512.
512.
There you
Well,
go.
10-4, buddies. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Appreciate it. Y'all guys be safe.
Laters.
Click.